What's up, everybody, and welcome to the WAN Show. We got a great show lined up for you guys this week. There's some juicy tea being spilled about Nvidia being terrible to reviewers and partners again. And in other totally unexpected news, Nintendo of America wants you to give up the right to sue them and to give them the right to brick your console remotely. Man, these guys are really they're really trying to win the who can be the biggest scumbag this week competition, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look at that, tying it all back to the title of the video like that. What a pro. He really is, ladies and gentlemen. It's fantastic seeing a professional work like this. Look at the way he doesn't even give his host a chance to say a word. Just talks continuously.
I knew it was happening too.
And the way he just takes it. Sorry, what else we got?
It's tolerance. And in the obviously all good news show, we have GTA 6 being delayed by like a year maybe, and company towns are back on the menu again. Let's go.
Oh boy. Oh, did we both press it?
Uh-huh.
Nice. Oh, the show's brought to you today by Odoo, Green Man Gaming, and AMD. Of course, alongside our wrap partner D-Brand, our chair partner Secret Lab, and our laptop partner Dell. All right.
They did a bit more wrapping, it seems.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Actually, I
kind of like it. Actually.
And when we do After Dark, it'll glow. It won't because we keep the lights on now, but it would have.
So sick if it did.
It would have. Who do you want to do first? N or N?
Oh.
What did you think I was asking? I mean, why would one of us wait? We could do it at the same time.
Let's go with...
I mean, it works for Beyonce.
Let's go with shorter N.
Sure. Nvidia is allegedly, I'm going to throw in an allegedly there, even though I totally believe all of this. Allegedly, I believe it. After Nvidia withheld the 8GB variant of the 5060 Ti, which led to delayed coverage, and this is my personal theory, although I think a lot of other folks agree with me, delayed coverage as a strategy to bury any reviews of it so that people searching for this card would only find search-optimized coverage of the 16GB variant. Nvidia has struck again with the RTX 5060. TechSpot, Hardware Unboxed, Hardware Lux, and many more. Does many more include LTT Labs?
Many more, yeah.
Have confirmed that they are not receiving drivers for the RTX 5060 until its launch date, May 19th. The cherry on top is not only does this delay any non-rushed review of this card, but May 19th is the first day of Computex, meaning that, I mean, this says several, but I would say many reviewers won't be able to test the card at all since they are going to be working on the show floor doing coverage of all the cool tech that you guys want to hear about.
I do think less reviewers are going to shows these days, but it's still true.
I mean, we're going to be there.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some fun. I love Computex.
Badminton time?
I'm actually excited to play badminton, and also Computex was there. Genuinely, though, I do enjoy Computex more than CES. I never got to do CeBIT, which I heard was really good, but Computex is my favorite of the remaining shows that I have been to.
Me too, for sure. All right, here's a very off-topic question, just to get the show started off right.
Okay, wasn't quite done with that topic, but sure.
We can come back. Are you going to be able to go to badminton centers in Taiwan without just like inspecting everything?
Oh, don't imagine that I wasn't already doing that for years. I mean, I've wanted to build my own center for, I think my first email to my realtor was over 5 years ago. So like, dude, I've been on it. No, my buddy over there who runs like half a dozen centers when I was there last year, and I think was like in the process of opening up 2 more, because the year before when I went there, he had just opened 1 center, and I was like, dude, you did a great job, I can't believe the budget you did this on. The demand for this is so high and completely unmet. Every time I come here, it's like impossible to find a court. You should just like do more of this. But like, that's not advice or anything. Like, I didn't want to be responsible for like his whole financial situation. So I come back a year later and he fucking went all in and started up like 5 more centers. And he was like, and I owe you for it all because I wouldn't have done it if you like didn't tell me to do it. And I was like, yo, dog, you owe me nothing for one thing.
I don't want to be on the hook for that.
Because if it had gone terrible, you definitely would have owed me nothing in that situation too. This is all on you. You did a great job, but apparently he's killing it. Like just killing it. So anyway, I'm going to go see my buddy when I'm over there, but where was I going with this? I forget. So, yeah, I've been scoping them out.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, the point is several outlets are once again accusing Nvidia of trying to bury any negative coverage of this card before the cards hit the shelves and consumers start ordering them.
I can't think of another explanation. I have not heard one.
But here's the thing. Like, I can't fathom Nvidia at this point. Because on the one hand, they like play these silly games. And they will swear up and down that they are not playing games in situations like this, that the drivers just weren't quite ready yet or whatever, right? But if the drivers aren't ready yet, then just delay it. Okay? So we can poke logical holes in any argument around this, right? You are playing games. Right. Okay. So now that we've established you are playing games, the question is why?
Yeah, what's the point?
Because every other aspect of your behavior indicates you don't give a fuck about these value-oriented GeForce cards. So why? The stakes are so low for you. I've called for this before. I'm going to do it again. Spin off GeForce. Just spin it off as a separate business unit. Then you don't have to worry about the crappy P&L that's like mucking up your beautiful AI, self-driving, machine vision, friggin' digits, grid, like beautiful balance sheet, right? It can just sit over there and have like crappier margins and a bunch of retail customers that are like a ton of work and like are whining at you all the time. And you got this tech media that basically has a borderline adversarial relationship with you at this point. You just go silo that off. You license the chip technology to them. They handle all the GeForce drivers and everything. Why not? What is the argument against it at this point? Because they clearly, like, you look at how botched the 50 series launch has been. They clearly don't have their eye on the prize. They're not on the ball when it comes to GeForce because they're demotivated. All the money isn't working on this other stuff. So you need to have a separate BU or even I dare say, separate company. Nvidia, GeForce, call it GeForce Gaming Corp or something. Who cares? You have this separate company whose entire job is to crush it in GeForce, is to delight gamers, like you used to. Because I just don't understand it. They say there's no game, right? But what is the point?
It's of way lower importance, and it has to be when looking at their financial statements. But when you look at the original CES announcement of the 5000 series, he still led with GeForce stuff. The vast majority of the presentation.
It's just the hook.
No, I know. But if that's still the hook, then I don't think you split it off.
I'm not convinced that the average NVIDIA data center procurer, chief procurement person at some AI thing, I'm not convinced that they really give two hoots about how good a RTX whatever is. I don't know, man.
Oh, for sure, but there might be an expectation that they do. And if you get that chief procurer guy to buy a 5090, I do think there's a higher chance that person will have some type of bias towards that.
Sure, company. But there's plenty of cases where you have somewhat affiliated companies who cross-license technology between them, And you could even call it like Nvidia Corp and Nvidia Gaming Corp, right? Like there's no reason not to still, retain some Nvidia, branding, retain some association. The beginning of that keynote could have been, we're excited to announce with our partner GeForce Corp, based on our all new architecture, the GeForce whatever.
I don't think
Jensen
it would go better.
Jensen could even hire himself as the CEO of the other company. I don't care. The point is just that they got to get it off the balance sheet so they can get realistic about what consumers can afford in terms of their margins.
I don't think it's going to change. What do you mean by realistic in terms of what consumers can afford? Because they're selling everything right now anyways. So like in regards to what they will pay, which is all that they actually care about, not what can they afford, they're doing it. So maybe they are really realistic about it. Like if we're just being honest, because every time that there's been a GPU shortage or, everybody buying cards for mining or whatever, they've flown off the shelves every time. And consumers have shown that they'll buy scalped GPUs for $3,000 a pop because they want 4 more FPS in Fortnite. Like this is... You just can't use the word realistic when they're like out of stock everywhere.
And that's the other hole that I can poke in their we're not playing games story. They're going to be out of stock anyway.
Yeah.
So launch it a week.
That's the biggest one for me.
So launch it a week later or 2 weeks later. It doesn't matter. Keep the production going full tilt, which you obviously haven't been doing anyway.
Yeah.
Produce as much as you can, and you're still going to sell it on launch day anyway.
Just in case that's confusing for people, he means because they're putting production towards data center stuff instead of these cards.
With that said, prices have started to creep down.
A little bit.
They're creeping down, though.
I don't think that's NVIDIA stated prices, though.
No. Because, they've never officially changed the MSRPs. So,
yeah.
But the street prices are slowly ticking their way down. There's not really any pressure on them on the high end, but
there's none.
You know what? I'm taking some validation here. I'm going to do a little victory lap. I know, unusual thing. Go ahead, press the button. But he doesn't know.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, anyway. I think that Intel's presence in the market is a threat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hope so, dude.
That's the theory that I've clung to. And Battle Mage seems legit. And seems to be selling legit. Do you see how many board partners they have now? That's an indication.
I haven't looked into that.
Dude, we're at the point now where they're almost breaking into brands you would have considered buying a GPU from before Intel GPUs existed.
One quick sec. I know it's not like it got a low amount of views. It got over 1 million views, but this video is very interesting. And if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it. It's not just did I have bugs or not? The conclusion is very interesting, and how they both got to their individual conclusions is very interesting. You should go watch the video.
You can buy an Arc B580 from Acer or ASRock. ASRock, I'd say, is the closest we're getting to a real add-in board partner. When I start seeing MSI, Gigabyte, ASUS putting their necks out to want to be part of the Arc train, then I'm gonna really be a believer. But at least it's not all Onyx.
Yeah.
Onyx does seem to be a significant player for Intel here, so there does seem to be a little bit of desperation factor, but they're not the only one anymore, and that's exciting to me. So I'm gonna say, hey, I'm glad. I'm standing behind everything I said about the importance of Intel being part of this, and like we said in the title of that video Luke just popped up, please, Intel, do not can discrete graphics, please. Because the thing is, it's not like they're going to stop development of Arc. Arc is a key strategic piece for them, continuing to compete with AMD on mobility. So it's not like Celestial and Druid are not going to be developed. It's just
Yeah.
a question of whether we're going to get the large scale, more power hungry ones that would go in and add in GPU. And it is not a good sign that B770, the bigger card for this generation, is allegedly canceled. Although I did see a rumor that allegedly it is like uncanceled, or maybe was never canceled and maybe is still coming.
Dude, the rumor mill around Intel's GPUs has actually been horrible.
Oh, I know.
Like, it's been way more inflammatory and also inaccurate than most rumor mill cycles
Oh, dude,
are.
I'm not going to name a particular YouTuber, but there's a particular YouTuber that on like a super regular basis would be talking about how Arc is definitely canceled now. Like repeatedly, to the point where I'm just like, dude, even a broken clock is right a couple times a day. Like, can you just not even bother anymore at this point? Because like I just got tired of reading it.
Yeah.
And other sites would just pick up these rumors and just run with them. And I'm like, do you have any idea how stressful that is to the people that actually work within that department? That are just
Kind of rough.
Like what? And then it turns out to not even be true, and we 100% get Arc Battle Mage. It's like, okay, so what was this based on? Like
Who knows?
I don't know, man. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to name and shame. I'm not interested in naming and shaming, but apparently B770 is anticipated to. You know what? I'm not even going to read these specs, but I really hope it happens, because Battle Mage, man. Let's go. All right, what else we got? You want to talk about the other big one?
Sure, why not?
Can Nintendo just like be likable?
No.
For once?
Nope.
Like I just want to, it's kind of like, okay, what's it like? Okay, it's like if you love KitKats, you know? And you just want to enjoy your KitKat without thinking about all the fucking water this company is stealing from all the poorest people on earth.
Nestle. Yeah.
And you're just like, I can't even enjoy this. I just want to guilt-free enjoy Mario. Okay? I don't want to think about the beast that I'm feeding.
Can you even, like, would something like this...
Oh no, I'm sorry, Cobby. KitKat is Nestle?
Yeah.
Why? I know.
So many things are Nestle.
I love KitKats.
Turns out it's easy to be profitable when you're just objectively evil.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, look, we're pretty profitable. And I don't think we do.
Imagine how much more profitable. Think about all the gambling sponsorships.
Right.
Oh,
all the
goodness.
all the alcohol sponsorships we could have taken over the years.
Yeah.
And the number of people that hate us anyway, it's like, what was even the point?
Oh, apparently KitKat is Nestle in Canada, but Hershey in the USA.
Oh, what? Really?
I think Arty said that. Yeah.
I did not know. What? Oh, thank goodness, says Copy. Oh man. Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, I just have to go down. Well, okay.
Nestle does not own the Hershey company. Nestle does have a licensing agreement with Hershey to manufacture and distribute KitKat and Rolo products in the United States. However, Hershey is a separate independent company. That's a AI overview from the L Google.
Okay. Well, hopefully that's accurate. Either way, it's okay. Yeah, KitKat. Okay. So all I have to do is go down to the States, buy a ton of KitKats, get to the border, hope that I can cross the border, and that they don't have any questions about the mountain of KitKats in my trunk.
Apparently, there are many products that are owned by Hershey's, but they are still licensed and produced by Nestle.
Oh, I see. So Nestle is probably profiting in some way. Nice. Anyway, Nintendo is under fire once again after adding a clause to their end-user license agreement that asks users to waive their right to join a class action lawsuit. Joy-Con Driftgate? Anyone? Users can still sue individually, or they can waive the arbitration notice by sending a written letter to Nintendo of America's office. But Nintendo is instructing users to contact customer service instead, as most matters can be quickly resolved in this manner. To our customer satisfaction, which is fair enough In which case, you shouldn't need an you shouldn't need to
have a thing that waives arbitration.
Yes, thank you. That's the words I was looking for. Appreciate you. I knew you were here for a reason when I do all the talking.
Does that hold up in court? Like, I know you can't answer this, but like,
I think if you give people the right to waive it, there's a solid chance. And I mean, realistically, oh my God, I can't believe we're doing this again. Realistically, it's kind of like the whole warranty thing. It's not about whether Nintendo's allowed to do that.
Okay, apparently Legal Eagle said no as well, yeah.
It's about what are the obstacles and what are the...
This will muddy the waters for sure.
It'll muddy the waters, it will make it take more time, and it will make it more expensive.
Yeah.
So even if you could go out and get like an outstanding lawyer who could be like, actually Nintendo, no. The barrier to entry is going to be higher to break through this.
Yeah.
And that's what Nintendo's doing. That's what creating...
It almost feels like a reminder of who they are. Because we already know from personal experience that lawyers are scared of Nintendo. Remember?
We do know that.
Yeah.
We do know that.
So this almost feels like a reminder, or like a, don't open the gate, there's a dog,
Yeah.
You can see the dog, you can hear the dog, but there's also a sign. This feels like the sign.
It's just, man, it's frustrating. And I think it's also one of those things where they're creating an environment.
Nintendo is the gorilla.
Yeah.
We had to fund the 100 men, which is the lawyers. Anyway, sorry. Can 100 lawyers defeat Nintendo?
It also feels like they're trying to make the individual user feel like, I mean, even the simple fact of us talking about this is going to make Nintendo's users feel like, oh, it's pointless because they're doing this arbitration thing. I'm not going to send no letter. Ain't nobody got time for that. So realistically, I've agreed to this. So, whatever. And the stupidest part is what Nintendo said is completely true. They could satisfy people by just sending them a new stupid Joy-Con. So then why do they need this clause? Just in case they decide they don't want to. And that's where I get back to the whole warranty thing. That's why every warranty has outs in it, because it's written for the protection of the company and has nothing to do with protecting the user. And it doesn't matter how good guy they are and how trust me bro they are. At the end of the day, it just comes down to their willingness in that moment with that current leadership team, because those change, to honor your request. So Nintendo knows that they could fix this problem by sending you a new flipping Joy-Con, but they're putting this clause in to make sure that if they are ever in a position where they don't feel like it, they don't have to.
The interpretation,
or at least people will think they don't have to.
Read elsewhere was that this was like, is this actually really about Joy-Cons? So I thought this was
no, it's probably not
modding switches.
I don't think it's about Joy-Cons.
Them being able to brick your Switch.
Oh no, that's the separate one.
Oh,
that's the other one. Separately, they have updated the account agreement to reserve the right to make your console permanently unusable, aka brick it, if you lease, rent, sublicense, publish, copy, modify, adapt, translate, reverse engineer, decompile, or disassemble all or any portion of the Nintendo account services. Bruh.
Nice. This was the topic I was reading. That's why I was
confused. 1000% do not own the Nintendo console you buy anymore, which would be fine. It would be more fine if we were still in the era of like carts that actually had all the game data on them and that actually worked completely without Nintendo's online services, but is way worse in the era of carts that don't have game data on them.
That's gross.
And that Nintendo can just decide at some point, or could stop existing at some point, however unlikely, and they just like don't work anymore, and it's like illegal or whatever to try to get it working.
I think they can probably ban individual carts too.
Dude, this is crazy. This is crazy.
I wonder if they detected that a cart was being used too many times, if they would ban it.
I don't know.
If there's a uses.
I do think this is one of those things that, again, they'd probably want to be too trustworthy a bro to just do this all the time, but it does definitely give them tools to go after the modding community, especially anyone who's trying to unlock homebrew gaming on their Switch too, in a way that they potentially haven't before, and especially anyone who tries to enable any kind of online functionality. I think that's the thing that this is mostly going after, especially because they make it clear that this is part of the account agreement, and they are specifically referring to Nintendo account services. Either way, it is very clear that Nintendo is tightening the noose when it comes to emulation, console hacking. Look, as someone who buys my Nintendo games, like, this doesn't impact me financially, but as someone...
I suspect this will change the purchasing decision of extremely few people.
But as someone who really likes emulation for lots of other reasons, and as someone who cares about archiving and preserving game history, I am not stoked, is what I'll kind of say about that. This is a great comment in chat from Hathos says 1 million plus people playing Tears of the Kingdom before launch on Yuzu really set Nintendo down a harsh path, and I guess I can understand that to a degree. I mean, it's not like Nintendo doesn't have evidence, like real hard evidence to point to that they have been impacted, and if you're gonna pull out that tired argument that there's no proof that piracy ever affected the income of those million people wouldn't have bought the game, and stop. Really? You're going to tell me out of 1 million people, none of them?
It's not a 1-to-1.
You can actually stop now.
There was cases back in the day, I think with like Napster and stuff.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Where the lawsuit was based on a 1-to-1 loss, which is why people quote that, which is legitimate.
Obviously stupid.
Yes,
Nintendo did not lose out on 1 million sales.
I think it's,
but it also wasn't zero.
Yeah, I think it's somewhere in the middle, but I think it shifts closer towards the 0 side than the million side, and significantly closer towards.
Either way, if it was 10%,
then it's still...
If it was 5%,
it's still a lot.
It was a big number.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line, right?
A large sum of dollarinos.
Is companies will only ignore this stuff until it hits their bottom line hard enough that the cost of dealing with it, iron-fisted, is less than the cost of absorbing these activities. And that's where we're at.
I think Nintendo's opinion on that is a little bit more on the rather deal with it iron-fisted side.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Given their precedence.
Unique username goes, actually, with the correct spelling, ACKSCHUALLY. Pirates helped Nintendo sell more copies by word of mouth. Oh, that argument is also exhausting. It's like
very good.
It literally makes me tired immediately. I know you're kidding. I know.
Keep it up.
I know you're kidding, but when I see that kind of stuff unironically, I'm just like,
you gotta wear them down.
I'm so tired. Also, if you think that Nintendo cares at all about word of mouth marketing, may I present Exhibit A. Every game streamer that they've ever stomped on who's like speedrunning their games or like doing something really cool, like collecting all the Korok seeds or whatever that Nintendo has DMCA'd. Nintendo don't give a fuck at all about word of mouth marketing. I tell you what. All right. What else we got today? Dan? Oh, are you?
If you've
like,
got lots of topics,
are you buried in merch messages or something?
No, I've got like 3.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm just dealing with some other stuff. If you've got lots of topics, you're like 15 minutes ahead, so you could move on to another one if you want.
Okay, we can do another topic.
Yeah,
you got like a real job or something?
Yeah,
what?
I'm trying to do it at the same time. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Hey, did you fix my Airtable issue?
Did you submit a feedback request?
I emailed infra.
Which one?
I just like when I get a notification.
How would you email infra?
That's all I know how to do.
Emailed infra? Not only is that the wrong thing to do,
I'll fix it right now.
That's not even the right thing to do if you're trying to contact infra about an issue, which isn't what you were trying to do here.
Yes, it was.
No.
I was trying to contact them about an issue.
You're trying to submit an Airtable.
When did you send
Every
it?
single Airtable page, all of them have a button on it to submit feedback.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It might
Maybe
not show
some
up on
of them.
mobile.
How sure are you? Because
When did you submit this feedback?
I've done it twice now. Once was at some point, and then the other time was today.
Today.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I got a thing. I got a link in my email. It was like, oh, you got a, somebody mentioned you on Airtable. And I was like, oh, okay. And I clicked it. And then it sent me to this page, and I was like, what is this? What is this page? I don't understand this page. Look, I clicked view comment. I want to view the comment. And I don't know where this one's going to go. Maybe it's going to go to the... And it just goes here. I don't know what this is.
That's not particularly helpful.
I just scroll infinitely.
And did you open a ticket about this?
I I emailed infra.
I don't have access to that email.
Well, maybe you should.
Did you just like, again, that is just... has, I think, literally never been the right way to do that.
Diademimi says, I love the parts of WAN that show the realities of medium-sized company life.
Did you just
not
email
there
that?
yet.
No, we have an infra alias for LMG.
I meant that one.
Yeah.
That's
Can you send that to me?
I'll have to dig it up because that's not...
Well, it just sent me to the look. This is not user error. I clicked a thing and it sent me to like this random page that just has a bunch of random.
No, I understand that's not user
it.
error. Sure, we can fix stuff, but it's just.
Well, you made it sound like I should automatically know that I should submit a ticket through here or something. I'm like, there's no ticket
on the desktop side.
I know why that happened.
I'll punch I'll punch your ticket. Let's go.
On the desktop site, there should be a button in the top right-hand corner. But also,
desktop. What year is it? Do you not have phones?
I know why that happened.
Desktop.
I know why that happened, Luke. It's fine.
My problem is he's like.
I don't know.
At least
Luke,
when you
Luke.
And that's okay.
Luke, I'm gonna let you finish, but I do not even know how to submit a ticket.
I know.
I have no idea.
I know.
Nobody even onboarded me to Airtable. That literally has not happened yet.
And that's fine. But if you have a problem, you can don't just like send an email to a random email
It's not
account.
random. It's infra.
But there's official ways to send in tickets to infra, which is not that.
Nobody ever told me that.
Yes, we did.
No.
Yes, we did.
Whenever I email infra, they just deal with my problem.
Because it's you, not because you're doing it right.
I'm just telling you, they don't tell me to do it differently. They just deal with my problem.
Linus, in future, just DM me and yell at me.
But they tell me not to DM Dan.
You get special rules. Special old boy.
I gotta scroll through the general chat for like a million years until I find the post where we tell everyone how to do this.
Oh, I don't read that.
Why would you read that? Nobody
dude.
reads anything, Luke.
No.
It happened today with the group chat. I don't want to talk to you about it right now, but we're going to talk after the show.
Do you have any idea, like, how many channels I'm in?
I think I know what you're talking about.
If you don't tag me, I don't read it.
If you email me, I don't read it. You got to DM me. So I go, oh, God, no.
Emails are bad.
Dude, if all I ever did was just, if I read everything that anyone ever sent me, every channel that I'm in, I would literally do nothing else all day. I can't.
But why did you switch? Because normally you email me.
No.
Yeah.
But no, you have no idea how often I email infra.
The last Airtable issue that you had, you CC'd me on it.
Oh yeah, it just felt unnecessary. Because why do you need to read it? It's just a random. It seems like just a linking issue.
It is.
Yeah.
Because you're not.
But they'll solve it for me.
Yeah, that is the marching orders. But it's still not proper. Because I can't I
want to go home.
Anyways.
You'll go home when you're done with Airtable.
I can't do this anymore.
He's never going home then.
It feels like it already.
Oh, I clicked the wrong single sign and I love that.
Well, no, from your presentation, it's never over.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what Dan said. He literally got up in front of the entire company at an all hands and was like, when is Airtable done? Never. And everyone was like, oh, cool.
That should be what people want.
Yeah, because it'll always get better. No, we understand. We understood what you meant, Dan. Dan, Dan.
You don't understand because you don't see all the communication about Airtable and
Jesus Christ,
Dan.
I can't.
You can't.
Let's just stomp on the single person more. That's a good idea.
That's why I'm here. I'm the boot goop.
Hey, how else are the boots going to get clean?
I'll do whatever you want. Just be nice to me. Anything for a head pat.
Oh my god.
Okay. What are we even? Were we supposed to do? Did we do another
You were
topic?
in the middle of a topic.
What was it?
I don't remember.
I don't think we were.
I'm dealing with emails.
I don't think we started a topic. Why don't we do the
didn't.
thing? Let's do the thing with the merch messages.
Sure.
Okay.
I need some merch messages. We have deals and new items on LTTStore this weekend. What? What? No, I want to know. I want to know what it is. We're going Luke Cam until you explain.
You're supposed to explain merch messages. You said let's do the merch messages thing, and then
Oh yeah, well, okay. So Luke made a startling discovery that his co-host has ADHD. Congratulations, Luke.
There's a reason why I didn't stop you.
want a cookie? Okay, merch messages. We don't do super chats. We don't do Twitch bits. We do merch messages. All you got to do to interact with the show and send a little message over to producer Dan is head to LTTStore.com, add something to your cart. You'll get a little box that'll pop up when we're live. You can leave a merch message, and Dan will either reply to it or forward it to the correct person internally, or he will curate it for me and Luke to answer on the show. So I'm supposed to now let Dan read one merch message. This is hilarious, you guys. Check this out. In the doc, okay, in the announcement section, there is this block of text. I have been told that this block of text has existed for well over a year.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right to me.
I had never read it.
Me neither.
That sounds a little hyperbolic.
Dan, did you tell us this last week or 2 weeks ago?
It's been there for many weeks.
Are they considering last? Like, it's been there for over a year, and it was there in 2024?
Okay, well, I don't know. I was told it has been there for... I have never seen it. I have never noticed it because I have this thing where I just sort of filter out irrelevant information, and it seemed irrelevant. When everything's bold, nothing is bold.
The thing is...
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We had talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I think I clarified that it's actually for me. And I was not really expecting you guys to ever read instructions in the doc because that's not your job, right?
So we've been given a hard time about doing all the merch messages in the wrong order and the announcements and whatever. And we're like, what order? And they're like, yo, it's right there. And I was like, oh, okay. So let's do one merch message. Go ahead, Dan. Hit me.
No, I just wanted you to read the Floatplane announcements because I'm with you guys. Okay, fine.
Luke, stop.
No,
what are you even doing, brother?
I'm making it more effective.
No.
You said when everything's bold, nothing is bold.
Yeah, well, look.
So I'm making half of it.
There.
No!
Now everything is bold and nothing is bold.
My
there,
amazing work has been overwritten. It was so beautiful.
I guess it was.
Stop.
There, have some Zalgo
I
text.
hate working here.
Hey, LLD, any chance you can provide an update on the status of custom LTT cables? I'm planning on overhauling my setup, and I want to wait so I can buy cables made by your team. Thanks.
They are in certification. The samples I've seen are flipping awesome. They're not going to be cheap, but they are going to be flipping awesome. I think the certification is being done like post-production of the raw cable, but pre-cutting of the lengths and putting terminations on them. So I think a lot of the production is actually done. With that said, even though the company that we're working with is not in China, the production's in China because we started this project like 2 years ago or something like that. So for my American friends, the cables may be out of the reach, for the price, but cool. For the rest of the world, we are doing some serious work on getting our global shipping rates down. That is something that we are working very hard on. I've been informed that I misspoke last week when I said that we have been subsidizing global shipping with US shipping. What the situation actually was we consolidate our shipments from Canada and send them to the US because it is cheaper to ship from the US. So our shipping is more expensive now because we are shipping directly from Canada.
Got it. Okay.
Not because anybody was subsidizing anyone, but what I said about the more urban postal codes subsidizing the more rural postal codes.
I think that's how literally everything works.
That is true, and that is how literally everything works.
Yeah.
That's why your internet plan in rural Missouri costs
an affordable amount of money, theoretically, maybe.
Somewhat.
But you probably get terrible service.
Affordable amount of money instead of just not existing at all.
You still probably have terrible service.
That's just how it works. So yeah, I wanted to clarify that. Anyway, we're working on our shipping rates worldwide, and so hopefully we'll be moving a lot of cables that are super high quality, but I don't know how many of them are going to go to the States unless maybe we can figure out some way to highly transformatively do something to them here in Canada. Whether I don't know. But right now, it looks like that's going to be a made in China product, and it could be a real challenge. With that said, I think that the tariff situation is highly fluid, and I don't know with sort of how things are going. I mean, people are already starting to talk about the midterm elections, right? So with how things are going and how public sentiment is on the tariffs, even now, before the real impact has really been felt, I think there's a solid chance that they will be reduced, but I need to...
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Who's even going to run
But
against
I don't know. Well, no. Midterm elections are for Senate and the House. And it tends to be that, whatever the president's popularity is tends to impact
that makes sense.
The other races. Yeah.
So now that we've read a merch message, do we want to explain them?
This is hilarious. Kumo Star says,
no.
It's actually cheaper to run your own fiber in Missouri.
Yeah.
That is so
That's
ridiculous.
why I said you get bad service.
Yeah.
Because you'll be on very updated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I not explain them?
The monthly... No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I explain merch messages. They go in the cart, and they put the merch message, and then Dan does the thing. I totally did it. You tuned out.
Oh, okay.
See, that's the thing. He doesn't talk, but he doesn't listen either. He really is like Silent Bob, like he was that one time. I love that you actually have done what you said you were going to do, and you just only wear these shirts now.
Yeah.
So we need to get some graphic tees in the longs.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, okay. Hey.
I was packing for my trip, and I was like, oops, all black shirts.
Dude, I touched a sample from South America for our t-shirts. That was quite good.
Oh.
Yeah, we're still months away from being able to transition. I have no idea if the dyeing holds up over time. I have no idea if our prints are going to hold up over time. There's a ton of validation for us to do before we just roll a new t-shirt product or whatever. But if they are as good as they seem on the surface, then that could be a good source. Dude, nice.
Sorry?
All right, just don't do it. Fine.
No,
I've been laughing too.
Forget it. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't even matter. No,
there's a person.
Doesn't even matter. Anyway, if they're anywhere near as good as they seem, then that'll be super cool. Maybe in the future at some point. Yeah, can I help you?
I don't know what's happening.
Okay. So we had a bit of a mix-up.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
On a WAN show a little while ago. So remember how I was all like, yeah, the cargo pants are back in stock. And I was all on the store and I was like, and we have a new inseam length. And I was like, where the fuck is the new inseam length? I guess we don't have it.
You just leaking stuff again, bro?
They just weren't on the store for some reason. We've had a lot going on.
There has been a lot going on.
We've had a lot going on. So they've
had a lot of work.
We have 2 inseam lengths of our legendary cargo pants now. LTTStore.com. You can get them there and you can send a merch message there. Is that what I was supposed to say? Dan, Arty, I have no idea if I did a good job.
There's a lot more.
They're the same cargo pants you love, just with a 32-inch inseam for non-Linus sized people like Luke.
Yeah.
So what am I looking at? This is the 34R30. This is my size. And then what is this? You don't care anyway. You just brought 2 pairs of cargo pants?
What do you mean? It's longer. It's for people like that.
It's longer.
Is it on the tag?
Yeah, this one only says 34. It doesn't say the inseam length.
Oh, that's production.
Oh, this is a pre-production sample. Okay. This is the longer one. Okay, cool. We also added a new colorway for Big Nerd Gaming t-shirt. Now, it comes in, oh, that's even better. Oh, dude.
That's really good. That color is fantastic, actually.
That's actually awesome.
Dang.
Or you can get in black.
Black is cool.
Like you could before.
Sky feels like the way to go.
Sky's super cool. Okay, all right. Is there anything else that I'm supposed to say in the announcement section? Am I supposed to be doing announcements right now? Oh, okay. Oh, what? Oh, first the deals. Oh, we have deals. What order am I supposed to be doing this in? I can't even read the thing.
That's still Creator
Dan,
Warehouse.
I can't read it.
Oh, okay, fine.
What the heck?
I'll fix it. Jeez.
Okay. I swear to God, Dan.
Okay, all right, it's fine, it's gone.
Okay. First, the deals. Script. I can't read it, Dan. Can you remove it?
Actually,
It's not even on mine.
What?
Yeah, it's gone.
Okay, it's gone now. Okay. First, the deals. Screw tariffs. We are offering pre-tariff pricing on the US store for the commuter backpack and the precision screwdriver bundle, or just the driver or bit set. Just add any of these items to your cart and the discount will automatically apply on our US store. Okay. Nobody talked to me about this. I believe our old price was below our current cost on the precision screwdriver bundle. Is there something I don't know, Arty? Feel free to tell me that there's something I don't know and we will just continue going here.
Well, they get to save a lot of money.
Well, I know that. Is there something I don't know?
I think you know everything.
Really?
Wow.
Okay. Also, on both the US and global store, we've got a killer deal. We have mystery screwdrivers for just $49.99, shipped without a box. So if you're shopping on the global site, this will actually be cheaper than what we offered during the Shipstorm sale event because now it's in Canadian dollars. Shut up. It is not. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, nobody talks to me about these things. Are you... Okay, which one is this? Global... Okay, global.l... Okay, am I on the global site right now? How do I tell? No, I'm in USA. Okay, so hold on. Global.
It says in the URL.
Is this 50 Canadian dollars? Have you people gone mental? Okay. Well, as long as you don't care what color screwdriver you get, I guess now's a good time to buy them for all your family and friends for Christmas. Because, oh my God, both of these deals are until Sunday, May 11th at midnight Pacific time. So, okay, cool. Dan, okay.
What?
The mystery screwdrivers are Noctua,
Okay.
either beige or brown.
Are they? Okay.
It says possible colorways: Noctua beige, Noctua brown.
Okay. Okay, if you buy one of those things, please get something else as well. Just anything else. Maybe a pair of cargo pants.
Hey.
Is there something I don't know?
I think I know as much as you do.
Okay.
That's a pretty fair answer.
Okay. Dan, do you want to hit us with a couple more merch messages? Is that what we're supposed to do?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Arty. Have a wonderful weekend.
Have a good one.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
I don't think we do either.
Hello, minus Mook and Man. How do you guys always have so much energy every week? What do you do to stay excited even when you aren't feeling it that day?
Drugs.
My answer is also drugs. Luke?
Not that.
I heard tech CEOs like ketamine.
Not me, dog.
no, I wouldn't know. No, it's not good.
I don't know, man. I think it's a combination of things. I've always been a little bit excitable. And then you combine that with this being my job for the last, I don't know, 17 years or whatever it is, and I get kind of amped up on camera. Also, Luke and I have talked about this extensively on the show. Other than on the show, we don't talk extensively. So this is actually the time in the week when I get to catch up with Luke. So I'm like genuinely happy to, talk at him. And he nods sometimes. Sometimes he laughs even. That's fun. That's enjoyable. Sometimes loud even. It's great. It's a good show. You should watch it. Sorry, was that a merch message?
Yeah, good job.
Quality merch message.
And now the Floatplane announcement.
Sure. Floatplane announcement. Luke, Dan, I'm about to spike your stress level. Are you guys ready?
I'm over it. I don't care anymore.
Open the secret shopper
You
CMS.
want to torpedo everything? It's your call.
Let's go, boys. Secret shopper coming early to Floatplane. 2 support technicians gave up on us. And I'm gonna throw you guys for an even bigger loop on this one. One of them, we totally deserved it.
Oh! How does that end up in the judging?
We want...
You guys handle it?
Plouffe and I realize when we're shooting that we flubbed it in the call, and so we account for that in our evaluation.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. No, don't worry. Don't worry. Everyone gets a fair shake.
I want to make sure it's fair.
Yeah, everyone gets a fair shake, or they get at least an adjusted evaluation of their shake. It's a good shake. Like that sort of thing. So anyway, that's live right now. You can be one of the first to watch episode 3, where Plouffe and I watch how brands do their tech support calls. We unseated everyone's GPUs except Dell, who actually got a different tech support challenge. And the reason is that their bracket for holding their GPUs in during shipping is so good that we could not unseat the GPU.
I mean, that's kind of cool.
Which is almost a win by default, which is great, because that's the only kind of win that Dell, who, by the way, did I mention, is the laptop partner for the WAN Show.
Oh, you got to the pants in front of them.
That's the, sorry. That's the only kind of win that Dell can really hope for in Secret Shopper, it feels like these days. You know what, though? I believe in them. I believe that next season's going to be their season. Anyway, it's going to be going live to the general public on May 13th. While you're over on Floatplane, you can check out Colton's vlog of Jay's 2 Cents' SoCal Tech Fair. He didn't want to vlog, but he was given, I'm told, a very big nudge to do so. And we're watching the first 22 seconds together. Let's go. Colton Potter shared a folder with you. God, it's so cringe. I hate vlogging. Please help. Okay.
I have no audio from you.
Well, then Colton needs to get better at vlogging. Is this... Oh, okay. This is user error. Nice. Sure. Good website.
All right, we're going to try this again. This is take 2. I just want to be a little bit more enthusiastic. I just hate bothering people. Sammy, why are you making me do this? I hate talking in front of people. Hey, everybody.
Is he on a green screen? Why does this look so weird?
Hey,
those look kind of weird, eh?
I'm at YVR. I'm heading to the... Oh, damn it. People are looking at me. It's so f***ing awkward. It's so awkward, dude. I think I'm going to get arrested. Watch, they're going to say me, though. Look at this. Hey, Floatplane, this is Colton. I'm at YVR. I'm heading to Jay's SoCal Tech Fair 2025. Saturday, I'm going to cover Sunday.
Oh, poor man.
Oh, man.
For the ride. Let's get on the plane.
He's talking so quiet because he doesn't want people to hear him filming. Dude, Colton, I love you, but you're awkward, dude.
Great.
You're so awkward. I love it. You're great. He also got a last-minute invitation from, funnily enough, iBuyPower to check out their factory and see what goes on in their factory. Oh, cool. No, I'm not going to look at that right now. They can go on Floatplane. Okay. All exclusives are available also on YouTube members, but if you want those on top of early access and other sweet benefits, check out lmg.gg/Floatplane. All right, Dan, what are we doing?
Topic.
All right. Luke, you want to pick one? I feel like I picked them all so far.
Company towns are back on the menu, and I'm
good.
saying again, because I think last time we were talking about Amazon or something, and now it's SpaceX, because of course it is. They both have to compete with each other on everything.
But this company town is on Mars?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Texas.
Carry on. Yes. Okay.
Just about
Well,
as
that's
big.
kind of another planet in some ways.
Yeah.
Because of the
3rd,
size.
Cameron County in Texas had a vote to incorporate a new town for SpaceX employees. The vote was overwhelmingly approved, with 283 votes for and only 6 against. The city is about 1.5 square miles and has just under 500 people who live there, 300 adults and 120 children. Bobby Pedan, vice president at SpaceX, was elected mayor. He ran unopposed. Several bills are also working its way through Texas State, which will give the city the ability to close highways and beaches during rocket launches or other company activity. Wow.
Cool.
From both a company and employee perspective, can you list pros and cons of a company town? If you knew all employees were on board, would you think it's worth the effort to establish an LMG town?
How does this keep being a conversation? If I knew everyone was on board, would I think it's worth the effort? No, I would not think it's. We don't operate at that kind of scale.
That is Linus speech for yes.
That is not.
If he was fully convinced
Would
that
we
every single
have-
person was on board and that he could buy more real estate in BC.
Would we have our own brand of cheese?
Linus cheese.
Okay.
It would melt the best on burgers.
Who is responsible for that getting posted publicly? That was for internal consumption only.
Wait, what was?
You don't know about this?
No.
Okay, so you remember in the WAN Show Teams group chat,
Which he doesn't read.
which
What do you mean?
oh, that's right, Luke doesn't read it.
Yes, I saw the picture of your cheese.
Okay. So
Yes, I do read it.
in the WAN
I just
group
don't
chat,
read it necessarily when you post like right before WAN Show and change the whole plan.
on the weekend, I posted a picture of my grill with a bunch of patties on it that I had just put cheese slices on. And then I was like, melt cheese on a burger challenge begun or something like that because of the conversation we had on WAN Show recently where I evidently do not understand how cheese melts and am not capable of melting cheese on a burger. Then I posted shortly afterward all the cheese melted deliciously on top of the
Then he had
patties.
to prove that he's the best at melting cheese on burgers.
No, I did. Oh, my God, it's not- oh, I swear. Your contribution and your contribution is a huge part of why I was not able to get my point across in that whole thing. So I posted a bunch of patties with non-American cheese melted on them, just normal Kirkland cheddar, and then I posted like a "You're a Wizard, Harry" gif. Okay, it was intended for internal consumption. It was a joke. And then Sammy got hold of it somehow. And
He's in that chat.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why is he in that chat?
The WAN chat?
Yeah, why would he be in the WAN chat?
Because he tracks when it's going to go live. It's like a notable part of his job. Also, like, as far as I can tell, like a third of the company is in that chat at this point.
Anyway.
Yeah, there's so many people that need to be informed about when the time that WAN is starting. It's less critical now than it used to be, but
Anyway.
I'm just going to call you.
So now
if
it's
it
front
updates.
page on the LTT subreddit. I was not trying to poke this bear.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you? I don't believe you.
I requested, can I post this? You didn't respond, but someone else posted it. I'm not a narc though.
Wait, look who it's posted by.
That's in the, from the chat.
That's not me.
Huh?
That's from the chat.
No, look, no. The Reddit.
Wait,
post.
Chewy posted this?
Yeah.
He put.
I want an apology right now.
I'm sorry, Chewy.
What? Wait on me. I hate it here.
I'm sorry that Sammy's bad influence. I'm sorry Sammy's bad influence turned you into such a bad egg. Because
I thought that Sammy had posted it and it had got picked up on the subreddit. I didn't know Chewy just like.
oh my God.
Don't.
Okay, all right, Chewy, whatever your name is. Sammy, you're off the hook.
Whatever your name is.
Is he gone?
This is just the episode where all the employees lose their mind.
Did he actually leave?
Yeah,
think so.
he screamed and then slammed the door.
I mean, it is 6:30.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh my God, Chewy, really? You were you were supposed to be the chosen one. Anyway,
I think it was good.
the burgers were delicious, and not American cheese definitely melts on a burger patty, which is all I ever said. Seriously. Dude, have you seen some of the comments on this?
No.
It's crazy.
I find it so hard to care
Dude.
about your comments on cheese. And I don't even mean because like I don't care what you have to say. It's just like, man, it's the same argument made the other day of like when people were uproared about the placebo thing. It's like, why are you here? Why are you here for that? Why are you here for medical stuff? Why are you here for
man.
cheese opinions? Like, really? Wow, you need other things to do.
Dude, it's
My goodness.
been wild the way people care about it. Anyway, so if you like American cheese, tell you what, eat American cheese.
Nice. Congrats.
Um,
Enjoy it.
okay, what were we talking
Genuinely.
about? Company towns. Oh Lord. No, I no, it would not be worth the effort to establish an LMG town. Like, A, we're not at nearly the scale where it would make any sense for the number of people that would need to live in it. And B, like our operations do not in any way require a company town, which could only have downsides compared to just living in an urban center that has like amenities and stuff.
But what if you could shut down all of the streets to roll around in your fire truck, your customized fire truck, with the lights uncovered because you just make the laws?
No.
There are upsides.
I'm sure there are upsides. And it's not like when a ghost town goes up for sale, I don't see that in my news feed and go, But
If the company was big enough and if every single person was on board.
every single person wouldn't be on board. People have
But they
lives.
might.
They have families. Their
they
kids
might.
need to go to school.
And
Like,
what if the schools were better? And what
Why
if their
would they be
housing was
better?
more affordable?
Why would it be more
Because
affordable?
of course it would be.
Why?
Because trust me, bro.
No, my God. So yeah, I guess if you're asking what the downsides are of a company town, that's exactly it. Is the deal is better only until the company that owns the town decides it like shouldn't be better. And like, man, is that ever a lot of eggs to have in one basket? Like, I remember probably the wisest thing that the owner of NCIX ever said to me was on the day that I quit. And he like kind of tried to negotiate and keep me on board. And I went, no, I've decided to move on. And he kind of went, okay. And I kind of went, oh, well, that like, you know, your demeanor, your tact here changed really suddenly. He goes, well, look, I mean, nobody works at one company forever. So like, let's figure now that we're at that point now, let's figure it out. And I was
the
like,
next steps?
yeah. And I was like, that is experience. That's wisdom right there. And that is why it wouldn't have been good for me to live in the NCIX town, because now
But maybe your life would have been so much better.
instead of just my livelihood, like
That you
instead of
would have
just
wanted to stay there.
my paycheck no longer being at the company, now all of a sudden impacts where I live. It impacts where my children live, potentially. Dude, I mean, and I guess technically you could live in that company town if you don't work there, maybe. I mean, the children clearly don't work there. I mean, I don't know, with what they're trying to do with labor laws.
Then they're not allowed to leave.
Well, you know
Yeah,
what?
if you don't work there, you
That's
can't.
a good way to
You-
make sure that the funding for the necessities of life
Yeah.
stay in the town.
And the specifically regimented education system doesn't get, like,
You can have an
modulated.
airport where they fly up in the air and then like go around and they like look at Vancouver or look at some other destination and then just come back.
This is where all the heathens live.
Yeah. You just look at them from up above.
You spit on them from
Yeah.
the float plane.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Why are you looking?
This is hilarious. This is apparently Gordon Ramsay struggling to melt cheese. And someone saying it's okay to admit defeat about the cheese.
So you're better than Gordon Ramsay now?
Nope.
Yeah.
All I said was.
Yeah.
All I said was. The only thing I ever said was that melting cheese on a burger ain't that hard. That's all I said. That's all I said. And I got receipts now. So, whatever. Okay. Yeah, company town topic gone. Okay, you want to pick another one, or what are we supposed to be doing?
Sure, another one.
What even is this show?
Yeah. Give me a second.
The Tino sent guy says this has been a topic for like 3 shows.
Yeah, because people leave it alone. Man, the stuff people care about, I will never understand.
I blame Chewy.
Speaking of things to care about,
And I blame
GTA
Sammy
6
for being a bad influence
has
on him.
Been delayed.
Oh yeah, GTA 6. You watch the trailer? Of course you watched the trailer. What do you think of the trailer?
No.
What? You gotta be kidding. Even I watched the trailer. I mean, I read the comments, but
thing
like,
is for me,
no,
like-
no, I actually I watched the trailer. No, I watched the trailer. I watched the trailer.
The thing for me is that 95 million views? Oh my.
Oh, dude, this thing is popping off.
I don't know if there's ever been more hype for a game ever.
What is GTA 6 like too mainstream for you? You're too cool for it?
No.
Is that what we're witnessing?
No.
Because I feel like that's what we're witnessing.
I'm excited to play it
Why are you not one of those 96 million people?
because it's probably going to be like 2 or 3 years before it's on PC. And I'm not getting a console just to play GTA.
I was going to say bought, but what you really did was borrow it from work. You got a PlayStation 4 Pro once to play a specific game.
Yes.
Okay, so you wouldn't do that for GTA.
I don't think so.
Really? Why not GTA? What was the other game? I forget.
Horizon.
Oh,
And at
okay.
the time,
Zero Dawn.
Horizon, yes, Zero Dawn. At the time, Horizon was not coming to PC.
Whereas GTA 6 will
be
come
coming to PC.
Just a question of when.
So I'll just wait. I did the same thing with GTA 5. Just waited. So this trailer is not for me,
I see.
and that's okay.
I see. Okay. I mean, but you can't just enjoy the jiggle physics same as everybody else?
I heard they're a thing, but no, I haven't seen it.
don't forget the
I've
beer
heard it's
physics.
actually like, and I haven't actually looked at the trailer.
It's even just as like a tech demo for
I've heard
what's
it's pretty stunning
for
for
what's
that.
possible, rendered real time on
a
what is like
PS5.
functionally like a 6000 series Radeon card or whatever. Damn.
I've heard that's pretty cool. I heard that like today though, so
Or
I
sorry,
haven't
no,
had time
like
to watch it.
5000 series. It's like a 5700 XT or something like that, I think. Like, damn. It looks real good, bro.
Yeah,
It looks real good.
yeah. I'll very likely watch it just for that, because people mention like, okay, a new trailer came out, whatever. I'm not gonna play this game for 2-3 years. What do I care? But then people are commenting specifically. The bubbles is the main comment that I saw
In the beer?
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently that's
they
like
did
amazing.
like beer physics.
yeah, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
So like that's cool. I'll watch it from like a interested in tech perspective.
I mean, it is one of those things where I feel like we see this time and time again where the trailer prominently features the main character or characters. And when you're like walking around in the world, everything else still looks like a video game. But with that said, like I saw this thread from a graphics artist who was or a video game artist that was basically just like, here's a bunch of stuff that like people might not have like realized is so cool about this. And it's just, I don't have the link on me right now, but if you just like kind of Google that.
So
I
like
don't know.
maybe I'll look at that or something.
Dude, there's so many little details. Like they have like raccoons rummaging in trash bins, just like to make the world feel alive. I didn't think it would be possible for me to look at the trailer and be like, yeah, that's why they spent 10 years on this. But I looked at the trailer and I went,
oh, perfect.
That's
I
why
was
they spent
hoping
10
this was
years
going to
on this.
exist. I will watch this. This is what I will watch. I will not watch the trailer. I will watch this.
okay. I mean, you know what? Fair enough. I'd say game trailers are a perfect example of a time when React content is 100% ethical.
Yeah.
100%.
Sort of the point.
Because
Yeah.
basically, and the funny thing is, we've actually been copyright struck on WAN Show for showing game trailers and like reacting to them live, which I always thought was wild.
Marketing materials.
Like I think if we went to court on that one, we're probably going to get off scot-free because it's pretty clear that what the impact is on the original content, and it's pretty clear what the intended purpose of what we're doing and how transformative it is, and whatever.
Split Screen in Floatplane chat said that liquid bubble in liquid tech is from Half-Life Alyx. The dev made it public. That's cool. Neato.
Very cool. Anyway, so yeah, sure, fine. Just watch the Digital Foundry thing. Just watch it because it's super cool. And it really does look like kind of amazing, even with crappy YouTube compression. Mm-hmm. All right, what else we got?
Sponsors.
Oh, you want sponsors? We could do that. Should we do one more topic first? Sure. We got lots, man. We have a lot of
iOS
topics.
dev responds to Linus's macOS gripes.
Oh,
A very blurry iOS developer, has responded to my Mac OS is great unless you try to use it as a desktop operating system segment on February 28th edition of WAN Show.
Yeah.
Oh, that is very blurry. Is that a shot at our
It's anonymous
video?
No, it's Anonymous Reviews is the channel name.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's intentional.
The YouTuber Anonymous Reviews has been an iOS developer for about 15 years. Says they're not a fanboy and uses Windows for gaming and editing. The video gets off to a bit of a rocky start, excusing the poor multi-monitor behavior by saying it's better than it used to be. And we get a detour later on teasing that I don't know about the control key. All right.
I mean, you know what? I think that's a criticism that you're going to see from any power user on any platform of anyone coming in going, I can't do X, right? And it's
I can open up LinkedIn if I put in an incantation.
I can cut if I combine that X with my control or command or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And hotkeys really are the answer to something being not crappy. Truly though, not just like in a gatekeepery, get good scrub kind of like awful sort of way. But they really can be the answer in a lot of ways. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
Otherwise, we get some interesting explanations of how and why Apple does things. Too Long didn't write
Watch.
Watch. Haha. Some things are inconsistent and that's bad. Apple should take me up on my offer to consult for a week for free. Apple and the community should be more open about outside input if they want to improve the OS and ecosystem. Discussion questions. Did things get better for you as you used Mac OS? Also a note that part 2 of our switching to Apple in 2025 should be out next month.
Yeah, things did get better. Absolutely. I'd say the first hour, my infuriated level was here. By the third day, it was here. And then by the end of the month, it was like kind of down here.
Did you have much of this?
Did I kind of come up against challenges that sort of raised the fury? Yeah, definitely.
Because I remembered a couple things, not first day, where you were genuinely yelling in your office about it, but I think you were also filming clips, so.
Yeah. But the thing is, and I feel I don't know, man. I've been doing this so long that I've kind of had a take on anything that will annoy someone about something.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's really challenging because, I think I end up kind of getting misunderstood a lot because when I criticize macOS, I am not saying that if you like hot dogs, you're basically a big idiot.
If 1 million people hear you say anything, it's going to be misunderstood by some amount of them.
I'm just saying that this is something that hamburgers do better. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying the other thing. I'm only saying the thing that I'm saying. And so I feel like, and it's really interesting. And you can see these silos of viewership that exist where the people who watch only our iOS stuff or only our, Apple stuff will have a certain perception of me. And the people who watch only our Linux stuff will have a certain perception of me. And people who watch only our Windows stuff will have a certain perception of me. Like these flyby viewers that only watch occasional content when it kind of piques their interest.
A huge percentage of them.
Right? So anyone who who's listening to me kind of rant about macOS because they only tune in whenever I'm going to talk about macOS is going to have this perception that I like hate macOS. But the reality of it is I have entire videos griping about how shit things are in Windows. And like
There's a lot of gripes.
an unintuitive design or inconsistent design is the word that I'm using synonymously with unintuitive here, because something that is inconsistent is inherently unintuitive. Inconsistent design is something that exists across all of these platforms and that we as users should demand be reduced. And so where I think I end up getting sort of adversarial with the community sometimes is when people take the position that it's perfect the way it is, and anyone who doesn't agree is just a hater. And so that's where, and I tend to find those people in the Apple and Linux communities more than I do in Windows, because the Windows community is almost in a way more like humble, if that makes sense. We all know Windows
There's a lot of
sucks.
self-hatred going on.
We all kind of hate it, but
Yeah.
we accept it because all the applications we want, all the games we want to play, they just run it. So whatever, it is what it is. And there's pockets of the Apple community in particular that are like that. They just accept it because it's like, well, I need Final Cut.
That's
And
interesting.
I kind of acknowledge that this is a very imperfect system for it, but I need Final Cut, so I guess it just is the way it is.
If you had no idea what an operating system even was,
Sure.
and you had generalized sentiment from each community, I think you would think that Windows was the least popular operating system.
Yeah, I think you could easily come away with that conclusion.
I think you would think like Apple is for everyone, Linux stuff is for nerds and techies, and nobody uses Windows.
Yeah. I don't even think that's like a crazy take. I think that's probably what you'd come away with. But the reality of it is that Windows has the lion's share of the market. So I don't know, man. I forget where I was even going with this. Right. So yeah. My anger level absolutely went down over time, but there were definitely things that are just wrong, that are just incorrect in Apple's implementation, and that should be fixed. And I think that as users, we should demand better. And the whole pushback that I get sometimes, that's just like, well, you just criticize everything. Why don't you just enjoy it? Is like, well, like that, but it could be better. Like if it wasn't like this, it would be better, and that would be good. Is that not something we should strive for? So then why even listen to me at all? That's like my whole job. It's like, here's something that's good about it.
That's fair.
Here's something that's not good about it.
Because like across the course of a video, I'm sure you praised macOS in that video at some point.
On the WAN Show? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. Because that's, I think, what we're talking about.
Oh, not the video?
Yeah, WAN Show. It was the segment on the February 28th WAN Show.
Okay, sure. But
Yeah.
like part one of switching to Apple in 2025 came out.
Yeah, but he wasn't really responding to that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the WAN Show segment.
I don't know how much we were still on the original topic, to be clear.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
But either way, I don't think it's fair to just say that you complain about everything.
Well, no, of course not. But that's the thing, is when people have an emotional connection to it, that's what they
Then
hear.
they slap a label on it. Yeah.
That's what they hear.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's one of those things where I feel like this is part of why, as a media personality, it's really hard to survive over a very extended period of time if you have anything more nuanced than a yes this, no that take, because it's really hard for people to be aligned with everything is shades of gray when they get when these issues are so emotional for people. And I've kind of come around over the years to why these issues are so emotional to people, and it's because we invest in them. We are literally invested in them. We put our money down and we go, I am Team Pixel. You know, we put our money in.
That was like mean.
And our money, I've got a D-brand case on it, doesn't matter.
Poor phone.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't feel anything. And to be clear, I am not Team Pixel. I actually had a really funny interaction.
Yeah, why
with
are you using a Pixel? What's going on?
David today? Well, because I was using that Nothing phone, the 3A Pro, and I was just having like a bunch of just weird, annoying bugs with it. Like when I'd get out of my car, it would keep playing on my music from my car would like play on my phone for a little bit, and then it would like nod, and then. So I was just like, man. And there was something else. Oh yeah, it was really hard to get in and out of my pocket. Which was kind of annoying because I had like giant camera bump on it. There were a handful of things, and so I was like, okay, screw it. It's a couple $100 more. I'm going to get the Pixel 9a. I went the complete opposite direction. It has like almost no camera bump, which is really rare these days. And dude, I've had so many annoying issues with this thing. And I was actually standing talking to David in the writing room today, just about something unrelated. I got on the topic somehow of how like everyone's like, yeah, just you haven't experienced Android until you've experienced the Pixel. Just get a Pixel, you'll love it. And I was like, I've had a really hard time with the Pixel. I pull it out of my pocket, and one of the issues that I've had with it, which is that the ambient light sensor just sucks on this thing, happened. I was like, look how dim this is. And then I was trying to pull down, you know how you have to pull down your shade like a second time to get your brightness and stuff, because they did away with swipe or just bring it all the way down. It brings down the whole thing like it freaking used to, which was way better. Anyway, so I tried to swipe it down the second time. I tried like 6 times and it wouldn't do it.
Off?
And no, my screen. Oh, dude, that drives me crazy. Anytime I'm on speakerphone with this thing, I try to interact with the phone. It's like, nope. Screen goes away. I try.
Denied.
Because I'm a multitasker, right? So I'll go to pull down my notification shade while I'm on a call.
That's such a Pixel problem.
And it'll be like, oh, do you want the screen to turn on? No, I don't. I just want to interact with my phone. So I have to like ninja in there from an angle where it can't see me coming. I literally cannot.
Classic Pixel problems.
I cannot access my Plex server from this phone.
Oh.
I don't know if that's because of Plex's dog shit new app, which is also super slow on my iOS. So I literally use my iPhone that I was using for the challenge. I am still using it every day for my earphones when I go to sleep, because I can't access my Plex server from this phone for whatever reason.
That's
but
weird.
Again, that could be Plex. Man, what are the other issues I'm having with that?
I'm expecting that's Plex, but I don't know.
It's probably Plex. Oh, dude, my keyboard constantly doesn't come up. Like, constantly doesn't come up. And I use SwiftKey, so my voice input button will just like randomly not work, especially in certain apps. Like I can almost never use voice to type with you in Discord. Oh, it's working right now. Look at that. Okay, well, whatever. It often doesn't work.
That's weird.
Like I'll go voice to type, and then it'll just be blank down here. That could be a SwiftKey issue. That could be an Android issue. Either way, it's not an issue that I had with my Samsung phone before, and it's not an issue that I had on that Nothing phone that I was using slightly before this. So it still drives me absolutely crazy that I can't swap the navigation buttons. I have reached out to the Pixel team, and I don't want to update you guys until I have a final answer, but what I will say is I'm extremely fucking unsatisfied with their response so far.
I've got to jump in here. I've got an update from Arty.
Oh yeah.
He spoke to the mythical powers behind pricing. And
excellent. I am actually very interested to hear this.
Maybe I'll give you the real technical explanation. It appears the global pricing on the mystery screwdriver was incorrectly priced at $49.99. The conversion was not applied correctly, and this has unfortunately been fixed. So if you got one for $50, good on you. Otherwise, it's now $69.99.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Sorry. So I think Linus is happy.
If you guys were ever wondering,
oh no,
what it looks like when I am legitimately perturbed about a price on the site versus when I'm, we're doing an aggressive sale,
being an actor,
and I am a little bit stressed out, but I'm hamming it up a little bit. That was the difference.
Serious Linus is a very terrifying person.
Oh, come on.
But it's also extremely useful.
You can't use the word terrifying like that and then not explain. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Sometimes it's very difficult to...
He will explain now that he is terrified what he meant.
I'm sorry. He riffs. He riffs, he gets angry, he gets mean, and it's not real. And then, hey, I need you to do this thing, and I'm being extremely direct.
What?
Please do the thing.
Do I get mean? Do I what?
No.
What?
It's not mean.
When have I ever done that?
It's just direct.
What's going on?
No. Okay. No. I want to. Okay. Now, hold on a second. I think I know what we're talking about. Are we talking about the time that I explicitly said not to do a thing?
No. That's very different.
Okay.
No, this isn't necessarily anything that you've done to me. This is like well documented.
It is?
Yeah, like what?
No. I would like to know.
Oh, maybe you haven't seen the videos. Because it's like a behind the teams thing.
Oh. Is this the what do you think about your boss stuff?
Might be. But I've seen it.
He's never going to watch those.
No.
I said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's stuff like that. It's completely fine. But yeah,
Mean?
it's not mean.
Who have I? Well, you said mean. You said
no.
the word mean.
No, mean is the playful version.
Oh, that was super unclear.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Wow,
no, Linus is never ever mean. Like ever.
Okay, now they're not going to believe you.
Now it's too far.
I think you just misheard. Mean.
No, I really don't think I did. Chat, can you help me out here, chat? Because oh no. Oh boy. They say they understood it for the most part.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
So are they just covering for you?
I don't think so.
Okay, I hope that. Okay, Dan started by saying Linus is mean when he's playing it up as a joke. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant it's mean when I act like things are a joke.
I did too. I also misunderstood.
No.
Okay.
See, the vast majority of chat.
I've been
seems to have it
defending
right.
you
So
the whole
we're
time.
wrong.
The whole time.
Okay.
Jeez.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what I look
I'm
like.
not talking again.
That's what. No. We like
Is it because he was too mean?
Oh.
Was he too mean?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Shut up.
There was a time when I was very direct with Dan.
Yeah, and it's very, very useful.
Okay, useful's a word.
I think it's important.
Yeah. Okay. All right. But I would like to think that I'm not mean, but
You're
what I
not
discovered
He
this
went
week.
through his horoscopes for MBA's thing recently, so he got his color blocks.
Oh, did he?
So I think that's probably part of what he's like.
No.
This communication is good because of is that not it?
No.
Because we were literally talking about before the show how you like shorter and more direct communication.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting that you pointed out that was an example of actually, no, you need to go and make sure that this is accurate. I'm not just, oh my God, it's so you sold it for too cheap, Arty. What are you doing? You're bad at your job. Get out of my site. It was like, no, can you go and please check this? And then they did.
Okay.
It's different.
Shoot, my ADD brain did a thing there, and
Fine, this show is awful. I'm sorry.
Now you're calling my show awful. Thank you very much, Dan.
Yeah,
you're the producer of it. So
Oh no, it's my fault.
Okay, I was gonna say something there for a second, then I completely lost it. All right, well, good luck, everybody. Yes, Luke's phone just rang. He's got places to be and chicken to cook. So anyway, yes, that was a situation where I actually was not consulted on the pricing, and it really did seem very wrong. Oh right, I remember. So I'd like to think that I'm not mean, or at least that's what I used to think. But I actually filmed a Floatplane exclusive earlier this week, where Sammy had me reacting to employees here talking about their first interaction with me. So here's
is Dan Besser?
So here's the thing.
That was hilarious.
He's definitely not mean.
He's not mean. He's
definitely
never been mean in a professional context.
So here's the thing.
Watch any of the WAN shows that we have ever done, and you're very mean.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, Luke. Every one of those interactions, at least the ones that I can remember or remember some version of, there's a whole bunch of context in my brain that makes whatever I said a lighthearted joke or banter. You're hearing them recall what they were thinking on their side, I was like, oh, I may need to alter my approach.
I think sometimes you don't fully grasp when it's like a new person at the company and you are owner guy.
Can you imagine?
No,
if
this
I
is like
didn't
a
get it?
flatter structure, and like they don't know.
But the people have been here
They're
forever,
taking full weight.
which is the context that I have. They don't give a fuck. Like they just.
You got to consider it's a new person.
I look. So
They don't know.
Seddons was hilarious. Emily Seddon from editing. Seddons was hilarious because she goes on this whole long thing talking about how like it's her first day and it's like her trial day and like the CEO of the company comes by and is like, "Who are you?"
It's kind of a
and
big
she's
deal.
like, "I'm here for my trial day, lulu." And apparently I was like, "Oh, good luck," and then I left.
That seems fine.
Yeah, but you know me. She doesn't.
Wait, but like, what were you supposed to do? Maybe I'm not good.
I'm
I've
the way she tells the story was very perspective broadening for me. Just like, I don't know, it almost seems like
maybe I'm a horrible person.
maybe you are.
What were you supposed to do?
I don't know. Not talk to her at all. Like that's the thing, is like that's my natural thing to just be like, "Oh, who are you?" Or, oh man.
I'm here on a trial. Okay, good luck. And then
Andrew, I apparently asked
I'm in trouble.
on no less than 3 separate occasions if he was going to introduce himself. Andrew Moore from the shooting department.
He asked on.
I asked him on 3 separate occasions if he was going to introduce himself because I had forgotten him.
Oh. That one's a little rough.
And then Vance, our executive assistant, who was hired to be a general executive assistant, but was like mostly assigned to me
Sure.
at the beginning. Especially.
Definitely.
He does other stuff.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking
He
about?
follows you around
Well, sometimes.
all the time.
Do you have his task list? Because I do. It has lots of things that are not for me.
I wonder why only you have it.
What? No, I'm not the only one who has it. Colton's his manager. Okay, you're actually being unhelpful right now. He is not exclusively my EA.
I know. For a long time, it was kind of that way. Now it's not.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's been kind of sometimes one, sometimes the other. Anyway, at the beginning, he was mostly assigned to me. And his first assignment basically was to just like kind of shadow me and, I don't know, see if there's ways we can find more efficiencies or ways that he can like kind of help me optimize my time better, whatever else. And apparently, after some amount of time of him kind of sitting in my office, like, I don't know, helping take notes for calls. I'm not 100% sure what he was doing. It was like his first couple days or something. Apparently, I just kind of like turned to him after like some kind of period of awkward silence. And I'm like, so am I supposed to like talk to you or... Okay, so wait, stop. So in my mind,
Maybe I'm doing fine.
I've never had an EA before.
I was concerned. Maybe I'm doing fine.
In my mind, I've never had an EA before. I don't know how this works. I literally don't 100% know what your job is because I like didn't hire you and I didn't really define the role. I feel kind of awkward just like having a person in my office while I'm working. Am I supposed to like banter? So I tried to turn it into like a lighthearted joke. Didn't land. Yep, didn't land at all. I mean, clearly he made it. He's still here. So, been a couple of years now, I think. So that's something. And yeah, so there's a bunch more. LMG.gg/Floatplane. It's a banger of an exclusive. So I may have to reevaluate a little bit. I
I don't think you will.
The reality of it is I am a very awkward person. And a lot of people assume that YouTubers tend to be extroverts, but it is not
I think most of them aren't.
necessarily the case. I have certainly met ones that are.
Oh, yeah.
But what I have mostly met is introverts who I don't want to say fake it, because most YouTubers that I've met are super real. Like, they're real. It's just that what they have learned to do is channel their introversion and awkwardness into being very personable to a piece of glass. You put them in front of a crowd though, and it is the more it is the exception rather than the rule that can like do crowd work and handle like public speaking and stuff like that. Like those are generally like the superstars. And even then, even some of the superstars are not comfortable with it. It's not what they would prefer. It happened by accident because they happened to be really, really good at appealing to a piece of glass while they're alone in a room. Yeah. So I may just be an awkward introvert guy. Taryn asked me if I wanted to have lunch with a rep from a company at Computex or at dinner or something. And I literally, I've told him before that this is literally why I hired you, so that I don't have to talk to people.
At some point, do you think it's funny? Do you like making awkward scenarios?
I tell this to my kids all the time, and it's really like, it's something I genuinely believe. A joke is funny as long as everyone's laughing. And if the other person is like genuinely deeply uncomfortable, then no, it's not funny.
Right. But
it is funny that I could go this long and not realize it. That's funny. Like that's a funny thing. It's a funny observation. It's funny that someone can make a career out of, it's ironic that someone can make a career out of somehow having their personality be appealing to millions of people online.
I don't think this is fair. I don't think this line of thinking is fair.
And yet I
don't think this line of thinking is fair at all.
And yet be catastrophically
You're trying to be
awkward
like
in
the
person.
opposite of this, and
what?
It's not working. You're not charismatic. I think you like, in a comedic sense, awkward scenarios, and when other people like it as well,
dude,
you love it.
Yes.
You like going out of your way to create them, because when the other person enjoys them, you fiend it very fun. And not everyone receives that energy.
I love The Office.
The same way.
I love Faulty Towers.
Yeah.
But I genuinely...
This doesn't mean that you are necessarily awkward.
You don't think so?
No. It means that you like creating awkward scenarios because sometimes they're really funny.
Oh,
but that doesn't mean that you're awkward.
Oh, I see what you're saying. No, yes, 100%. Yes.
But then you're saying that it's ironic that someone who is awkward was success, but you're not.
But you haven't watched the video yet. Like, no, I'm being real right now.
Like creating these scenarios.
Yeah, but I didn't know that they took it that way. Like I genuinely.
There's no way you didn't know the Vance one.
Have you watched it?
Am I supposed to talk to you? There's no way you didn't know that.
The way I delivered
I don't believe you.
I thought it was funny.
Right, because you find awkward situations funny.
Well, yeah, but I thought he'd think it was funny too, but
that doesn't mean that you're awkward.
Didn't. But that's the awkward.
That means that you thought it would be funny.
The awkward part is that I thought he would think it's funny.
Right, but you interact with people constantly, and the fact that some of them are awkward interactions does not mean that you're an awkward person.
People don't tell me this. Because by the time people are able to have that conversation with me, we've built a rapport and we're like, I guess they're over it or whatever. Like, Seddon and I are good.
Yeah.
Vance and I are good.
Yeah.
So this only came up because I'm watching this exclusive at a time when they're comfortable talking about it. But they didn't bring it up to me at the time. I didn't know that it was actually uncomfortable for them.
How would they have done that? No one's going to do that.
I know.
Maybe you not knowing that makes you awkward.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
But you did know that. You just said that I know.
That I know what?
That they're never going to bring that up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But you're going to do it anyways, and not because you're awkward. You're going to do it anyways because you think it might be funny.
Well, I'll do it if I think they're also going to think it's funny.
You're going to think that they're going to think it's funny every time because you don't know these people and you would prefer that they would think it's funny. It's not that you're awkward.
I'm not going to... Well, that's pretty awkward. Hold on, I'm trying to find a thing.
Oh, man. This feels reminiscent of the cheese combo.
I mean, I can imagine what I would feel like if I didn't get Linus's "Who the F is Dan Besser?"
Well, yeah.
But there was so much actual real context around that, right? It wasn't just I'm in a room with him or anything like that. The series of events that would have led him to just give me the master key with no context is hilarious, but I have context around that.
Not everyone necessarily has all the That's what I was trying to say at the very beginning of this.
Yeah.
Is that not everybody has the context that I have in my brain when I make an offhand remark like, who the fuck is Daniel Besser? And so
that was our first conversation.
So what I realized watching this is that, yes, I intentionally create these awkward situations. No, I did not consider the lack of context that made it genuinely uncomfortable in some cases. No, I didn't.
You're fishing in a lake with a lot of different types of fish.
Oh, yeah.
And just because you catch the wrong one, sometimes you're still going to keep casting.
I will try harder not to. I mean, I had we didn't talk about this I talked to you about this after the party, but we haven't talked about it on the show. So I was at a party recently where I ended up in a very socially awkward situation with someone who is a big fan of a particular figure in the tech space.
I remember this.
That was me completely misreading a situation, ending up in a very awkward encounter that like turned heated on me in a way that I didn't anticipate. I got very passionate and enthusiastic the way I'm apt to.
What?
No. I will tell you that I ran into a situation, it's either yesterday. Oh, no. You were there for it. I ran into a situation with a salesperson very recently with you where I was saying something critical about the thing that they were selling, and they escalated extremely quickly. Yeah, he knows what I'm talking about right now.
I believed you, but it was taking me a second.
And
that was wild.
If I hadn't had the recent experience that I had arguing with someone whose convictions are clearly so strong about something that no amount of logic or reason or anything is going to change anything about it, I may have continued engaging with that individual.
Honestly, as much as it shouldn't have, that played a non-insignificant role in the final decision to not.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That was like super weirdly aggressive when nothing was personal and I was just talking about the product that was for sale.
See, but that's almost an argument against you being awkward.
No. What I'm saying is I'm learning.
Yeah, but everybody, I think honestly, if anything, I think this revelation for you means that you're probably less awkward than the vast majority of people and more charismatic because you're only starting to realize this now.
Corporate puffery right there.
No,
puffery 101. Puffery.
Because I think most people are more awkward way more often, so they're aware of it.
Oh man, I don't know, dude.
I don't think you saying that you're awkward is legitimate or would stand up.
Well,
in a court of social law.
I am definitely.
Everyone has awkward moments.
I am learning. There, I will say that, and
ideally, everyone is.
And that reaction video was eye-opening for me. I will try to be more cognizant of the sorts of jokes that I make with people I am meeting for the very first time. That is what I learned.
I'd say lean into it.
I will f*** it up sometimes.
Lean into it. Let this be a known thing. You start here, your boss is going to say something incredibly offensive.
See, but this...
I used to literally do it in interviews.
This is my point. This is not the first time you've learned this or adjusted.
It's part of the company culture. It's a form of hazing.
Everyone is learning all the time.
But we are not that company anymore, and we can't be.
No.
We're too big now.
No, I know, but this is what I mean. It's just another step.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But everyone's learning all the time.
Right. And it was awkward when I did it in interviews, and it's awkward when I do it on the first day. And someday, maybe years from now, I will figure out that it's awkward when I do it 3 months in.
Linus, you're not awkward. You're just unprofessional.
Thanks, Dan.
I don't know if he's going to prefer that.
What even is this show?
Well, let's see if our sponsors still think we're professional.
I mean, if I get paid to do it, I'm a professional, whatever it is, right? And it's brought to you by Odoo. With our sponsor, Odoo, you can turn your craziest ideas into a real business. Odoo is an all-in-one business solution with over 50 apps for invoicing, marketing, project management, and more. And if you've got an employee like Colton, who's always on the edge of getting fired, Odoo lets you track their hours at a glance. With the Appraisals app, you can set goals and make sure that Colton's actually working toward them. The best part? The Expenses app keeps everything organized and makes it simple for employees to submit reimbursements. Finally, Ready to fire Colton? You can create job postings and track candidates with ease. You only select the apps your business needs, and if you need just one app, it's free. So don't wait. Check out Odoo at odoo.com/WAN or click the link in the description for a free 15-day trial, no credit card required. The show is also brought to you by Green Man Gaming.
That's an orange man.
Yeah, who might make your wallet suffer. Okay, I'm just reading the talking points. But our sponsor, Green Man Gaming, is here to help things hurt not so much. Green Man Gaming is an official PC game retailer offering big discounts on new releases and a catalog of over 9,000 titles from 1,300 plus publishers. Right now, you can get 17% off both editions of Doom the Dark Ages, with the premium edition including 2 days of early access starting May 13th. That's right, you can save on one of the year's most anticipated games before release. The discount applies to all versions, whether you want advanced access with the premium edition or just a deal on the standard edition. Plus, Green Man Gaming has discounts on plenty of the latest and upcoming PC games, like Elden Ring Night Reign for 12% off, Oblivion Remastered for 16% off, and a lot more. Just go to Green Man Gaming. We will have a link in the video description. Oh my God.
I've got a few more.
Oh no.
Are we done, sponsors?
No. Oh no.
I'll get you after the...
No.
Keep going.
It's also brought to you by our sponsor, AMD. We've done many AMD Ultimate Tech Challenges. Oh man, no, I'm stressed out now. AMD Ultimate Tech Upgrades. And if you've been following the series, we just dropped a new episode featuring Jamie from our logistics team. He's hilarious. Oh, it says chat about Jamie's upgrade. Cool. He's hilarious. He spent a not insignificant amount of his budget on model trains. No, really though. Like a not insignificant amount of his budget. Like one little like mini thing is like $100. Like he bought this pack of little tiny people that was over $100. Oof. Some of them, I looked at the price, I was like, yo, this is crazy. He's like, that's secondhand. I'm like, what? No, dude, model trains. Anyway, Jamie is like, he dry awkward humors me. That guy's hilarious.
He's
anyway,
great.
It says light discussion on how to choose between the 9950X3D and the 9800X3D. I mean, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. If gaming is your only focus, 9800X3D, or if you want that, it's small, but that very small extra little edge, the 9950X3D does run a little bit faster, but obviously costs quite a bit more. So the main reason to step up to it is going to be if you really need the extra 8 cores. And oh, this is cool. Now's your chance to win the ultimate gaming upgrade. 3 lucky winners will take home some sweet prizes, with the grand prize including an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D, the goat of gaming, a Radeon RX 9070 XT, and a Steam Deck OLED. 2 runners-up will each receive a Steam Deck OLED. So enter the sweepstakes now. We will have it linked in the video description alongside full T's and C's, including regions where people are eligible. Okay, Luke, get it over with.
So AJ apparently pointed out that Linus asked him to introduce himself like 4 times. And also at the first LTX, Linus thought AJ was a fan. To be fair, I think that was the first time you guys met each other. So it kind of makes sense given the context of the situation, because I don't think AJ had one of the shirts. And I will pair it with the awkwardness of me hiring AJ to bring things off of Linus for a second. I think you probably remember this story, but AJ was the first person that I hired like by myself.
Yeah.
And I thought it was really weird that someone was like joining the company and had never talked to Yvonne, which doesn't matter anymore and is like totally normal. But at that point in time was genuinely weird.
Yeah. She handled like onboarding and a lot of stuff. Like
it was part of like every hiring before then, I think, to a certain degree. Yeah. So I was like, yeah.
She even helped me review resumes back when I hired you at NCIX.
Yeah. Like she was, and like now there's no way, right? Like we're such a huge company. Not even just Yvonne. Like most people aren't going to know anything about it when you're brought on because we're so big. But back then it was weird. So I just like, I was on the phone with him talking about it. And then I was just like, oh yeah, you should like talk to Yvonne. And I just handed the phone to Yvonne. Nice. And they both just sat there and were like, and you know, both their personalities.
They would both do that.
They just like didn't really say anything. It was incredibly awkward. And I just threw them both into this scenario with no prep, no planning, no instructions on like maybe what they should talk about or anything. Eventually, I don't remember what happened after that, but I think I eventually just took the phone back and was like, sorry. So yeah, my bad.
Yeah, you actually can be quite awkward too sometimes. Yeah. It's in a different way though. He's like an aggressive kind of awkward, and I'm like an offensive kind of awkward. Because like, okay, a big part of my sense of humor is saying something that I think is so ridiculously stupid or so ridiculously outlandish or offensive that nobody could possibly take it seriously. And then where I run into trouble is that a lot of people take it seriously, either because they have no idea anything about me, so and they just know
the position of
and
power.
they have people in their lives who are that stupid or that mean or whatever, and so they just like assume that that's actually my real thoughts or my real demeanor. Or you've got people that just don't pick up social cues, and even when I like laugh after, are just like, oh, he's mean.
Or they suddenly think that you are totally on their side, and this is something that they are totally for.
Which one was that? Oh, yeah, well, yeah. So anyway.
And then it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah, so a lot of the time I accidentally say stuff that is like plausible to people, even though to me it's like ridiculous, right? Like I use verbal irony a lot. Where I'll, instead of, and it is not quite the same thing as sarcasm. Sarcasm is cutting, whereas verbal irony is just saying one thing and meaning the complete opposite. So I will say something like, we'll be talking about Nestle, and I'll say, but obviously water isn't a fundamental human right anyway. I mean, what makes humans more entitled to it than fish? So realistically, if people are dying because they don't have access to Nestle, then they should prioritize their Nestle should prioritize their profits.
I suspect that the WAN Show audience of any audience that you have will understand that more.
Probably
I think
more.
You pretty often do that on WAN Show.
Because they see me free flow it more, but they also like miss it sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying.
Clipping
that section to repost on Reddit.
Curiosity says, Nestle, what's that pronunciation? That pronunciation is
Nestle.
The pronunciation. What do you think that accent aigu is? That's how you pronounce it. I'm pretty, dude. Man, if I'm wrong about this, I'm done with the show for
AJ's here
today.
I think they're saying it's Nestle. Is that what they think it is?
No, they think it's Nestle. That's how Americans say it. Yeah.
Is this like them saying niche instead of niche?
Have you never heard Nestle?
Nestle.
Yeah, there's no way you've never heard that.
It's always Nestle. I don't talk to Americans.
Apparently. I think most Canadians call it Nestle as well.
Maybe I was just hearing Nestle when they said Nestle.
Probably. I'm pretty sure like
my brain.
Most English-speaking Canadians say Nestle.
Yeah, I just assumed.
Apparently, in the English-speaking world, the ads do pronounce it Nestle. Interesting. However, the actual spelling of it, this is a French accent which is present in the branding.
Let's play it.
Here, hold on. No, that's fine.
Oh no, are we going to be wrong for the first times in our lives?
No.
Could never happen.
Yeah, so if you look, this is an accent aigu, and it means A. I was going to say terminé, but that's actually with two E's instead of an accent, I think. Anyway, like a French word with an E at the end that has that accent, or even if it's not at the end.
It sounds like AJ saying that he pronounces it that way.
Well, yeah, because he's French, and because it's a French word with a French accent on it, but English doesn't have accent aigu, so we just say Nestle, apparently, even though that would be pronounced Nestle, which is an actual word. So why we pronounce it Nestle? Maybe Nestle did that on purpose so that we wouldn't think their name was Nestle. I'm not sure. I don't know the origin, but apparently they do use Nestle in their marketing, according to Floatplane chat. People don't believe me. They're like, look it up on an actual product, like Nestle Quick. It's there. Look. See? accent? They flatten it.
I
They flatten
really
the
thought,
accent.
because they also have it over the other letters. I thought it was just a design thing.
No, they sometimes don't have it over the other letters. Here, hold on. Yeah, here on this one. No,
It's
that
so
one is over the
blurry,
other
you
letters.
can't
Yep. No,
see
you're right.
anything.
What about?
I don't think it always is, though.
Fred said on Floatplane. What about fiance?
Fiance. I
Fiancé.
think it does have an accent.
It does.
But
GTA's
so
fiancé?
many English words have French origins, and that's why we pronounce them the way that we do. But unless you actually like took French in school or whatever, you don't recognize those things that were either part of the French and English languages. Simultaneous development and sort of came from the Latin origin versus things that were just kind of picked up from each other in our dialects. There's a ton of words that are English words, but we kind of pronounce in a French way just because like originally they were French words or
That
like whatever.
also applies to multiple other languages.
100%.
I do know that in England back in the old days, they used to say nestles. And even the commercials had that too.
They also came up with the word soccer and then are now mad at other people for using it. So I don't know.
But the big question is, why are we giving any airtime to an evil company that steals people's drinking water?
That's a good call.
Yeah, we should just keep pronouncing their
move
name
on.
wrong.
Yeah, let's call them Nestle from now
Nettle.
on.
Yeah, I'm going with
No
nestles.
one will be able to find any information about them because they're going to look up Nestle. They're going to be like, birds getting in a little nest. Nestling in there.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
won't even find chocolate drink. What are we supposed to be talking about?
Just more topics
Topics,
until
I
you're done
guess.
with the topics.
VMware stuff. Liquid cooler innovation.
Sure.
Oh
Yeah, we talked about. Did we even talk about did we even read the notes on the GTA 6 trailer?
No,
Oh my god.
I don't think literally at all. May 2nd, Rockstar announced the release date for GTA 6.
No, it's fine. We talked about it enough.
Don't care?
Cool. Yeah.
All right.
No, it's not that we don't care.
Sounds
It's just
good.
that we like did kind of cover most
Not
of this.
coming to PC for a while. Doesn't matter to me.
Cool. All right. I'm going to collapse some of the ones we've done already. Do you want to do the AI roundup? Good Lord, is there ever a lot this week?
There's some spicy stuff.
There's no spicy stuff?
No, I said there's some spicy stuff.
Oh, good. Because, wow, I was not on the same page
The
as you there,
first
sir.
one is wild.
Yeah, hit me.
So the first mini topic is judge accepts AI testimony from dead man. Christopher Pelkey was killed in a road rage incident in 2021 where he was shot in the chest. An AI avatar created by the victim's family, who was seeking the maximum sentence, remember that for later, was allowed to address the court, and the AI's testimony included forgiving the accused and saying they might have been friends.
D.
That's
Hollinger says
weird.
nitpick, since there are a lot of words in English from French, but English is Germanic and Nordic in origin, not Latin. The Latin influences came later. Thank you. Carry on.
Okay. The judge seemed to be moved by the testimony, saying to the victim's family, I heard the forgiveness, and you allowed Chris to speak from his heart as you saw it. I didn't hear him asking for the maximum sentence.
But then the judge handed down the maximum sentence anyway of 10 and a half years. What did we just witness here? There are so many layers of f***ed up to unpack.
What?
So
the victims...
So the prosecution side, the relatives of the murdered guy make an AI based on presumably some kind of record. His brain's broken. Some kind of records of the guy who was killed, right? The judge allows the AI avatar to...
Did they question like a live LLM that had an animated avatar, or is this a video?
I believe so. That's my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, chat. Jump in there. The judge allowed the AI avatar to be interviewed, to testify, and then the AI forgave the accused, saying they might have been friends, and then the judge said, I didn't hear him asking for the maximum sentence, but then handed down the maximum sentence anyway, which apparently the prosecution was seeking. So this whole like AI testimony thing could have backfired on them super hard. it's a statement written by the person's wife as the AI avatar. Is that what it was? Video for impact statement. Okay, hold on.
Stacey Wales, Pelkey's sister, and his brother-in-law both work in the AI field. When Wales suggested bringing her late brother to life like that, she said her husband was more than hesitant. He recoiled, Wales told NBC News, and he said, "Stacey, do you know what you're asking me to do? This is my best friend." And I said, "I know. It's my brother." And then he said, "If this isn't perfect, if this doesn't go out and really embody the spirit of Chris, I'm not going to let this be shown."
Okay, so it's just an AI avatar reading the impact statement.
Yeah.
What?
Whoa.
Okay, it's less stupid. That's still...
I thought that was the only way it would ever happen.
That's still... Okay, that's... Okay, we gotta... Okay, AI who was allowed to address the court. Okay, it would have been nice to have that detail in here.
I don't think that makes it less nuts.
The defendant's attorney called the presentation inflammatory and said it created a strong issue for appeal. I actually kind of agree, which is sort of unfortunate because obviously I would just, if they found the guy guilty, I would just like to see justice served at this point rather than us dragging this out.
Yeah. But I feel like you're setting precedents almost.
Well, I mean, this whole thing is precedent setting. So you reanimate.
It was post-conviction, but before sentencing.
But then, hold on a second. Why? So if the victim's family who was seeking the maximum sentence, remember that for later, was allowed to address the court, and then the judge was moved by it saying, "You allowed Chris to speak from his heart as you saw it. I didn't hear him asking for the maximum sentence." So
and
did
then,
they just
and then gave the maximum sentence anyway?
So they just wrote a victim statement that contradicted the sentence they were seeking, and
the sentence that was given.
They're like, they already found him guilty. I know, but this is sentencing, right? Like sentencing is part of just seeing justice served out, is according to our current system, whether you agree with it or not.
I want to move on. Meta's AI app lets you see what others are doing with generative AI. The Verge calls it a mashup of Pinterest and everything annoying about Threads. with a sprinkling of generative AI on top. That's a great comparison. It's hard to explain. Look at these examples. Mixing food and fashion.
Gary V.
What?
So Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yeah.
Tells a 98-year-old that he's still got time to make it on Meta.
Is that mixing food and fat? No, that's the second one.
Sorry, I was more interested in this one. I saw him speak in person.
That one's listed as
once.
Gary V yelling at an old man.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go with Can't Escape the Clown. Imagine a room without a clown in it. You can make the room however you want, in whatever style you want, but do not put a clown in the room. Wait, so what? It always puts a clown in the room? There's always a clown in the room. Luke, why is there always a clown in the room?
I wonder if we could have had a pre-prompt or something. That's weird. I don't know.
Okay. So what's the point of this? I mean, I guess if our social media is just all going to be AI generated slop, then we might as well just be forthcoming with that.
Yeah, apparently people are cheating in Counter-Strike now. But they're not even at their computer. It's just AI's playing the whole game. So the AI is aimbotting, but it's also just entirely a bot. And it's not even someone playing the game. This is happening in lobbies to try to get I don't know, I'm assuming drops or whatever. I have no idea. Cases, I don't know, something. And it's it's fairly widespread in public matches apparently.
It is clear. You know what? I actually noticed the last few times that I was playing Counter-Strike, for videos, that just dropping into a public match is flipping hard now. I am getting blown away from all over the map in a way that I'm not good at Counter-Strike. I'm not good at Counter-Strike, but it seems like a new level.
Part of that is I think a lot of people don't play multiplayer games for fun anymore.
But I'm just going into public lobbies though.
It's a competitive career.
But man.
The amount of people that literally just sit in aim trainers for hours.
Dude, but my MMR is trash. It was on the LTT benchmark account. There's no way.
maybe John is just a killer at Counter-Strike.
I mean, that's possible.
You never know. Could be just in there popping heads.
Oh,
Boom,
man.
headshot.
It's clear we need to bring back LAN gaming, like faster and harder than ever. Like, let's go whale LAN. Wait, did I update people? The city of Surrey seems very amenable, and they're like super duper working on it.
I know you told me, but I don't know if it was on the show or not.
Yeah, I can't remember. Whatever. We met the mayor. We had a really good chat about like let's go gaming, esports, badminton. We're gonna make it happen. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Next one, has AI broken university? Multiple
God.
stories have gained traction this week, calling attention to the trend of students relying on AI to complete university coursework and the struggle of universities to adjust to the new reality. Headlines: New York Mag or NY Mag. Whatever. Everyone is cheating their way through college. And the New Yorker's other headline was, will the humanities survive artificial intelligence? Quotes from students. This is an oddly written article. Quotes from students. College is just how well I can use ChatGPT at this point. Another one is, I spent so much time on TikTok, hours and hours until my eyes start hurting, which makes it hard to plan and do my schoolwork. This is very honest. With ChatGPT, I can write an essay in 2 hours that normally takes 12.
Wow.
Dr. Mike Perkins, a generative AI researcher, told The Guardian that AI detection software is unreliable. Yeah. And they are very easily tricked. Yeah. Has research found
His research found
that AI detectors could detect AI text with an accuracy of 39.5%, but with minor manipulations of the text and other simple evasion techniques, accuracy dropped to just 22.1%.
A tool that is 22% effective is not a tool.
Yeah.
That's a novelty.
Can we stop live editing the doc by any chance? It keeps bouncing around.
Not me.
I literally just had to scroll to find where I was at. Oh my goodness.
Is that you, Dan?
Researchers at the University of Reading, I believe, conducted a blind test in 2024, submitting ChatGPT written answers through the university's own exam system, and 94% of the AI submissions went undetected and received higher scores than those submitted by the humans.
Oh, no.
We're cooked. The discussion question on this is actually the main reason why I wanted to talk about it. Are you going to insist your kids go to college?
No. The one thing that I want my kids to do is pursue entrepreneurship. Because, and I've had this conversation on WAN countless times, so I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but basically, there is an unlimited ceiling on, pursuing something better and newer and different, whereas there is always going to be a finite ceiling on doing the same task over and over and over and over and over again. And I think part of that comes from being an entrepreneur, and part of that comes from working in a creative industry where even our McJobs, for the most part, are not McJobs, because there's no such thing as like you just move the thing. You move the thing from point A to point B in accordance with the way that corporate prescribes. There's room for user input on literally, I'm trying to think of a job here that this is not true for. Like literally every position here requires you to engage your bloody brain. And so I would like for my kids that they not get bored. And this is actually something that I learned from Taryn. He basically goes, look, when you're not learning anything anymore, that's when it's time to leave.
Yeah.
Your current place of work. For him, obviously, other factors like location and pay, these are all considerations, obviously. But the red line is when I am not learning anything anymore, it's time to go. And so I would like for wherever they land, I would like for them to have that always learning, always pursuing something higher mindset. I hope.
That's good. I don't think, because some people are going to take this all as advice, and I think some of that is probably good to take as advice. I don't think necessarily pushing every single kid with every single set of opportunities into entrepreneurship is, okay, it's not what he said. It's not what he said.
Oh yeah, no, not necessarily. My kids are privileged. They have a safety net. Let's not.
It's a lot easier to experiment with entrepreneurship. And I mean,
let's not
probably
sugarcoat that.
The best possible route they should go. I do agree.
Yeah.
I'm just saying some people are going to take this in a way that it wasn't, which is it's not advice. It's the question was what he will do.
And you know what? Like it might not. They might not even pursue that, right? Like one of my kids wants to be a vet. You can't just like be a vet by not going to university. That's not how that works. You actually like need to go to veterinary. Yeah, you are going to medical school just for animals instead of for people. And so, you know, whatever they want to do, you know, we want to be supportive, right? Maybe they'll do something with turquoise.
All right. Next one. New AI model lets robots clean up homes it's never seen before.
Ooh.
The Pi-O5 is a VLA, Vision Language Action model, general enough to be useful in entirely new environments. The model enables a cleaning robot to understand semantic context and to infer the structure of a task. For example, when cleaning the kitchen, knowing what items are appropriate to pick up and put away and where to put them. So I guess it could look in a cupboard and see if the plates are there or whatever. It's also possible to coach the bot through multiple steps of a complex process with natural language. This is the kind of stuff I think people want from AI in its defense. AI recruiter glitching goes viral. TikTok user itsken04 posted a recording of part of a job interview, her first meeting with a prospective employer, in which the AI recruiter repeats vertical bar Pilates more than a dozen times. Stumbling over the words. The AI was part of a platform called Apriora, whatever, which claims to help companies hire 87% faster and interview 93% cheaper. Comments on the video were almost universally against the use of AI interviewers, with one noting that if they're not taking the time to interview me, I'm not taking the time to try to work there. This is a huge thing. I don't know how much you've heard about this.
I haven't heard anything.
A lot of places are using this stuff and people hate it.
Okay, tell me this, and I'm about to find something out. So I'm f***ing around right now, and I might be about to find out.
Oh,
do we use AI for our hiring?
no.
Well, you don't have to like give me the like corporate puffery version. Like, do we?
No,
At all?
not as far as I know.
Okay, and well, you like have hired people in the last like
Yeah.
weeks. So like, if you don't know, then I assume. Okay, well, I
think my no is a pretty good answer. I'm not involved in all the hiring, but I've done hiring recently. We have a person who's still under probation, so I'm not going to name them, but we have a person on the labs team that is new.
So clearly within the last 90 days.
No part of that involved.
Okay, all right. And do we feel that is the best path?
As of right now, I would say yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if I'll hold that line forever, but I mean, I think I mentioned last week that like almost every interaction I had with like chat-based LLM recently had hallucinations in it, despite the fact that people are saying hallucinations are going down. I decided to try to push that even further, and that record is still standing. I don't have an example for you.
Okay, I thought.
But it's nearly constant. The one that I started running into recently was that it can't get dates right.
Really?
I was trying to get it to deal with a timetable, basically, like not a check-in, check-out thing, but like what is the plan over the course of this week, blah, blah, blah. And it kept saying like let me look at the calendar. It would say like Saturday, May 11th.
Wait. No.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't look immediately wrong though.
Yeah.
And this is my big problem with the whole people's perceptions on AI hallucinations is I think a lot of the times they're just looking at it surface level. And a lot of the things that it's going to be wrong on require at least one step of looking into it.
Yeah.
And people don't understand the whole part where like it's a really great kickoff tool for research.
Yeah.
It's a really great like writer's block solver.
Yeah.
It's a really great like bouncing off tool.
Yeah, I used it to help name the Smash Champs Badminton Center. I
Sweet.
had it help me come up with just like combinations of words.
But it still requires you. And I think a lot of people are just trying to take its output and just crap it out. And it's like, man, that is not, you're not going to have a good time. Like there's so many things that are just slightly wrong. Like if you go with that like Saturday, May 11th thing and then book something using the date of the 11th, you just horrifically screwed up.
Right. Neat.
and in like such a basic way. And when someone questions like, how did you book this on the wrong day? Like it was obvious when it was supposed to be. And you're like, well, that's not going to stand up. It's on you. I don't know. Anyways.
Unless everyone else involved in whatever that occasion was also relies on an LLM for daily tasks. And they're like, oh, yeah. It's possible.
Yeah, but it's a lot of mistakes.
We'll
see. We'll see how things go. But as of right now, no.
This is cool. Having a perpetual license for software now means that you can get a cease and desist. Excuse me? I've talked about this in the past, how TeamViewer kept soliciting me to buy a subscription when what I actually had was a perpetual license for TeamViewer 12, which, by the way, I still own. And no, I do not have a TeamViewer subscription. They have stopped, by the way, so you don't need to like hate TeamViewer any more or less than you already do right now. But I have talked in the past about this strategy that companies have where they will sell you a perpetual license to their product. And then in order to get out of that, they will introduce a new product that is that product, but version number +1, and then they will force you to buy a subscription for it. I politely told TeamViewer to fuck right off with that and stop trying to sell me your subscription because I bought a perpetual license and I'm gonna keep using it. But it looks like that strategy might not have worked here. Over the last several weeks, VMware users have been receiving cease and desist letters from Broadcom, who purchased VMware back in November of 2023. After the acquisition, VMware ended sale of the perpetual licenses, including ending support for those users. This was done, drum roll please, to push their subscription model, which also increased by 300% or more after the acquisition. This cease and desist letter states that any implementation of updates past the expiration date must be immediately removed/deinstalled, adding, any such use of support past the expiration date constitutes a material breach of the agreement with VMware and an infringement of VMware's intellectual property rights, potentially resulting in claims for enhanced damages and attorney's fees. This left some users confused, since they technically haven't received any updates or security patches since the support ended anyway. So, I guess, you, Broadcom? Like...
Oh, yeah, continued. Yeah.
It's funny because, like, wasn't VMware already, like, kind of hated? I don't think they were particularly well liked.
Maybe not, but I don't think I would go as far as to say they were hated.
I don't know.
I think it was one of those things where, like,
okay,
you know,
chat's. Hold on, chat. Let us know because I don't know. I thought that was a thing.
Yeah, people saying a bit. I think it was a bit. Like people didn't like it, but I think people didn't like it in the way that like.
I don't think people didn't like it as a tool. I think people love it as a tool, but didn't like the. And the fact that is so much more now. Okay, yeah. Onik Hadj says VMware's been up to some shenanigans for a while.
That's the acquisition was a while ago, so I don't know if they. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, okay. It seems like either yes or meh. Someone says not that bad till they got acquired. Okay. Either way, yeah, that sounds terrible. And this can't be legal. You know, perpetual license. That perpetual has a meaning, and I get your T's and C's or whatever. You could change your thing. Liquid cooler innovation is about to skyrocket. Famed cooling innovator and also patent troll Asetek has had a stranglehold on the AIO water cooler market for years. 20 years ago, they patented integrating the pump into the CPU cold plate in an AIO cooler, aka the design that basically everyone uses. Since then, they have become less of a cooling innovation company and more of a patent trolling company, successfully taking Cooler Master, Corsair, and Coolit systems to court and winning. Last year, when they were unable to get a patent extension, their stock price dropped 40% in one day. And if you have a look at their stock price over the last year, it's rough. Things are looking so bad for Asetek, they might be getting acquired soon, which is an ouch. This could potentially lead to a bunch of innovation in the cooling space, though, or at least just price drops in the AIO cooler market, because any company can now make a CPU cooler with the pump and the cold plate integrated and do whatever they want with it. It'll probably just lead to cheaper coolers, though, which is also cool. What else we got this week? Oh my goodness, there's so many. Okay, EB Games back from the dead. I thought I said no for this topic. That may have been a misclick. Sorry, whoever prepped that. I'm so sorry. GameStop Canada is becoming EB Games again or something. Oh, Delete Me, a sponsor we've worked with in the past, gets mildly controversied. A privacy-focused YouTuber named Reject Convenience released a video titled What Delete Me and Incogni Aren't Telling You, and it has received some attention from the YouTube/tech community. It's actually a great video. You all should go watch it. The video dives into how your data is collected, who holds it, and the difficulty involved in trying to remove that information and the limitations on services like Delete Me and Incogni. Reject Convenience emphasizes the importance of understanding these technologies and their limitations and criticizes the talking points that these services provide to creators, considering them to be misleading, and says that the services may not be a good value for most people. The YouTuber also reiterates that we really need more robust privacy laws that protect our personal information, and we need them soon. Speak to your representatives. Delete Me and Incogni have both provided positive responses to the video, which Reject Convenience has posted on his blog. Again, go watch the video. It's really well made. Also, apparently we got a subtle shout out. Using Delete Me has actually made noticeable improvements for me as a public-facing creator. I've actually seen a reduction in spam calls since using the service, and it does make it that much more difficult to find my personal information. If anyone really put their mind to it, I'm sure they could find more about me than I even want to think about, but often just making something a little more difficult makes people less likely to do it, says Adam. Oh, okay, that was from Adam.
I thought that was from the video.
Yeah, I thought it was from the video as well. I was like, I don't remember this. Okay. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, yeah, we should come up with a way. He did actually put a paragraph break there, so there, yeah, we should have realized that was just Adam's notes. All right. Our discussion question here is, what steps is Linus Media Group taking to ensure that our sponsor talking points for Delete Me are fully representative of the product going forward? We've already worked with them on revising the talking points, and we're going to make sure that we get that sorted out for you guys. All right, what else we got here? We can leave out...
Skype is dead.
Yeah.
It died.
Okay, it's died. 22 years after the launch, Skype is dead. Cool. That was a short topic. We should upload that one as a clip. We have some deets about the ROG Ally 2. Photos and specs of two pre-production models of the new ROG and Xbox co-branded Ally 2s have leaked from an Indonesian certification office and FCC listing. Looks like we're getting the same 120Hz LCD screen, a new shape reminiscent of the PS Portal with full controller grips, and a fairly significant bump in performance for the higher-end model. Specs we know with fairly high certainty. So here's a little table. Let's go. Here's the black version, 35 watts. Whoa, whoa. Zen 5, let's go. Radeon 890M, let's go. Similar to an AMD HX 370 with 4 CPUs disabled. Pretty impressive benchmarks. You can find the benchmarks elsewhere. We still don't know when they're coming, for how much, or how tightly integrated the Xbox functionality will be. All right, that's it for topics. It's time for After Dark.
Yes.
More like After Dork.
I think we
got
just,
him.
I think we surprised him with that one. It's going to take a sec.
No, he's got it.
I believe it.
He's a professional. Let's watch him.
I'm just saying.
Look at that. It's already After Dark. Boom. Got him.
Yeah.
Boom. Got him. How dare you?
I was in the middle of messaging Chewy to turn that into a LMG clip.
How dare you doubt this man?
This man
has done so much for the WAN Show.
Now you're just being patronizing.
Has done so much for my reputation.
Luke has to go home.
Just because you have social awkwardness issues does
he
not
made
mean
sure people would not think I'm mean.
Does not mean that interaction was bad.
Now he's just being mean. I take everything I say back. I hate it here.
Wow, that sniff was synchronized.
Oh, sorry.
Very cool.
I'm really not feeling 100%. Oh, I should have given you a heads up today. I totally forgot. Okay, well, I'm not feeling 100%.
Well, at least he's not leaving the country.
Yeah, right. It would be pretty funny if Luke got sick on a trip again. Cool.
Every time.
Okay. Well, congratulations on being sick.
Thanks.
now
That's good.
or later, but
Later.
like not very much later.
Probably like right when I get there.
Cool. For what it's worth, I think it's bacterial. So if I had antibiotics, I'd probably be better by now, but I didn't really bother.
Didn't want to
And-
get those the same way as last time.
I haven't really, I don't think I've acknowledged that publicly, how I got those drugs. Have I?
No.
Okay, cool. There's ways to get drugs that are not a doctor.
Stealing.
There's all kinds
Well-
of doctors.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's lots of different kinds of doctors. You know, they got all kinds of doctors. All right, what are we talking about?
Loved the recent video on DIY batteries. Of all the projects you and the team have worked on, which one made you gain the most, quote unquote, unexpectedly useful knowledge and skills? Stuff that you end up using a lot.
Ooh. Oh man, there's so many videos now that I have a really, really hard time like coming up with a video sometimes. One where I gained skills unexpectedly. Oh boy.
Unexpectedly useful. Not that you gained the skill unexpectedly.
Yeah.
But the skill ended up being useful in the rest of your life and you did not expect it. Maybe that helps, but I doubt it.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, yeah.
It's cool though. Cool message.
I mean, here's one. Yeah, here's one. Okay, I'm gonna get my license to drive the fire truck.
Are you actually?
Yeah. It turns out it's not that bad.
Yeah.
You just have to get like the air brake certification. You
Yeah.
don't actually have to get like a class 3 because it's only dual axle.
Sure. Oh.
Yeah, so it's like really not that bad. Apparently, we thought it was going to be like a 20-hour course, but it's like a 1-day thing. So I think me and the Alexes and anyone else who wants to do it are going to like do it at the same time. So I haven't seen this. I haven't seen it on the schedule yet, but we're going to do it pretty quick.
Cool.
So that's something I unexpectedly am going to learn, but I didn't like learn it from that. You know what? I'm standing by it. All right, hit me.
Sure thing. What has been the most unexpected piece of feedback or insight you've gained from your audience that influenced your approach to creating content?
So many unexpected things.
Yeah, I didn't realize
yeah.
they were all this today.
Yeah.
It's an unexpected.
Piece of feedback or insight.
You're
I
awkward.
think something that changed our approach over the last 10 years or so was realizing how important the role of this oasis where we can just talk about and think about tech was for people. I think that there have been times when we have delved into other issues that people have just told us point blank, not because they sit on one side of the issue or the other side of the issue or whatever, but have just told us like, hey, you guys are my respite from thinking about everything that's going on in the world right now, whether it's then or now or whatever. And can we just not? And I guess that one's top of mind for me because there's been a lot more of that feedback lately as we've engaged in conversation on the changes from the recent US administration with respect to import tariffs. And I think the thing that's really tough is when people say, hey, can you not talk about politics? It's like, well, it's kind of hard to avoid sometimes. You know, it's like when we're talking about net neutrality or right to repair or, hey, all your shit's going to cost way more. Those are not, in my mind, sometimes political conversations. They're just some facts. But over time, more and more things feel like they are becoming politicized, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
It's not because they're
Practically everything is.
inherently political.
Even like liking a certain activity that has deeply nothing to do with politics is politicized.
Sure.
Liking
Like
a
you're talking about
certain type of-
like going to the shooting range, for instance.
Sure.
I could see that.
It can even be like more chill than that. Like liking a certain type of sport.
Really?
Yeah.
Ugh,
It's pretty wild.
that's lame. It's not cool.
No.
No, I'm not chill with it.
Yeah.
I just want my tech videos.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to say, I hear you loud and clear, and we try, but there are situations where, when you've got a particular political party that is like not doing anything useful for right to repair or obstructing it or whatever, or
He's not even calling anyone out. That just happens on both sides.
Yeah, that's a very both sides thing. I intentionally chose that.
Yeah.
Then like we have when you have a particular side that is, not handling privacy very well or is enacting like super stupid legislation that's objectively stupid, and we can all just agree is stupid if we're not being brainwashed. Then we've got to call that out, right? Like that's how democracy works. That's the whole point, is that regardless of what team, and they're on my team or they're on your team or whatever, regardless of what team someone's on, we're supposed to be able to call it out when it's like, oh yeah, our solution to gatekeeping explicit content online is to create a giant honeypot of everyone's personal information in a super unsecured way. It's like, well, no, that's objectively a bad idea, and we should push back on it no matter who's in charge, right? So, but I just feel like there's less and less room for that.
I don't know why this whole thing, like just somewhere to not talk about politics or whatever, made me think of this, but every once in a while I think about threads like this on the forum.
Yeah.
This thread has almost 60,000 replies. It's 11
it's
years old.
at the point now where it's actually like costing significant amounts to like store the data for it.
Not that
Well,
significant.
measurable amounts. How about measurable? We could measure it.
Someone could.
Someone could. We won't.
Wouldn't be worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's just, I mean, you look at the rules and it's just like, I don't know, do the thing that makes sense for this post is number 1 and number 2. Number 3 is have fun, and number 4 is just keep it civil. And it's like, cool. Nice.
That last one is
Just
becoming
have
harder
fun.
and harder.
It is. But just have fun and keep it fun. And that's the rules, keep it fun.
All right, Dan, hit me. Can you have maybe not a downer this time? Can you do that?
Linus, what's an unexpected... Oh, no, wait. Hey, sure, this one's not a downer. Hey, LLD. Linus, you often announce things with a sing-songy way. Where do you think you picked that up from?
I think that's pretty normal.
Sing-songy?
Or song-songy. Yeah.
Song-songy. With a song-songy way. I don't know. I never really thought about it. I did sing as a child. I am good enough to know that I suck, so I don't often sing, but I am capable of it a little bit. So maybe it's a thing that I do just naturally. Maybe I had some childhood influence that I never noticed. I truthfully have not really thought about it at all.
It's pretty normal.
Okay, cool. Yeah. There's no way I'm doing any singing right now. I have a sore throat. He's not listening. That's good. Okay, Dan, hit me.
Hello, Linus. I'm trying to resist buying a motorcycle.
Don't.
What got you into it?
Don't resist it.
How do you stay safe on
Do
the
it
road?
hard.
And how does Yvonne feel about
All the
it?
gear, all the time. Yvonne hates it. Oh, by the way, speaking of motorcycles,
You're not done yet.
are you ready to lose?
I know you're not done yet.
Are you ready to lose though?
If you aren't done, I haven't lost yet.
Okay, hold on a second. I gotta send a thing to Dan.
He's not done yet.
I have to send a thing to Dan.
He's not done yet.
How do I do this?
I'm not even concerned.
Share. Hold on. Share with Daniel
Just
Besser.
email it to infra.
That is not what I'm going to do.
Good.
That is not happening.
Walked into it.
Also rude. Rude.
I'm not mean. Just this one. Yep.
I do have one more. Oh, this is just a different angle. Actually, this is a better angle, but whatever. Okay, fine. I'm sharing this to Daniel Besser. Okay.
You want both of those?
Oh man, I found a third angle that's like the best one. Yeah, just use the second one. Okay. Drum roll, please.
He's not done yet.
Bum, 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 bum.
He's not done yet.
Ooh, but hey, progress.
That is nice progress. It's starting to look pretty good.
That's progress.
It's definitely not even everywhere.
Hold on. Part of that is the light, and part of that is that it is uneven. So I went hard mode, and used like a candy style coating, which I have discovered is pretty much impossible to coat evenly on something as irregularly shaped as a lot of pieces of a motorbike.
That makes sense.
Some of the more uniform pieces, I've actually got it reasonably uniform. The wheels are going to be horrible. Don't look at the wheels. There's a fleck like right on the top of the gas tank that I'm so upset about. Like a little piece of dried paint that was on some of my masking tape to keep paint out of the gas tank came off and landed there, and it's like a little white spot. It's like right on the top, like right under where I'm going to be looking at all the time. I'm so upset, and there's nothing I can do now. I would have to completely blast it again, prime it again, white again, pink again. Like it's not happening. At this point, I'm just accepting whatever result I get. So make of that what you will. So it's going to look pretty bad, is what I've kind of come around to. And I'm going to ride it anyway because sunk cost fallacy goes hard. Anyway, yeah, motorcycle. Lots of fun. It's a totally different experience from driving. There are definitely things about it that are more dangerous, like the fact that if you get in an accident, you're dead. But there are things about it that, in my opinion, make it, if you are a very attentive and defensive rider, make it easier to avoid getting into an accident. You are more nimble. You have bigger buffer zones. I'd say that's the bigger thing. I mistakenly said once on the WAN show that you can brake faster on a bike. It feels like it. Apparently you can't, and it's physics. So I'm like, okay, that's good to know. But what you definitely can do is have more buffer space. So you can position yourself so that you have a bigger cushion side to side from other vehicles. You can, if you are braking, you can go beside something to buy yourself a little bit of extra space. Sometimes, not always, because if you're braking hard, you cannot steer while you're braking on a motorbike. J2134 says it's literally the most unsafe form of transportation. Okay, yeah, fair enough. But whoa! I'm not talking about lane splitting. I don't lane split, and that is a very good way to be in trouble and get dead. Anyway, what got me into it was my dad used to take me on his bike, and it was awesome. There's, I don't know, it's like wind, going past you, and like the gear and the. I don't know, man. I'm not much of a petrol head when it comes to cars. I literally just want my car to be as quiet as possible and just like a quiet zoom machine. I drive electric and I love it, but like something about the motorbike. I test drove an electric bike and it sucked. Just soulless. I love the sound of the bike. Yep. Bike. Vroom vroom.
Hi, LTT guys. Why didn't you include pre-built systems from the likes of Micro Center, Memory Express, etc. in Secret Shopper?
It's a good question. We just don't really think of them as system integrators, and we haven't included them, and it's arbitrary. Yeah, that's a very good question. We very well could. We just didn't. Micro Center would be a little tougher because we'd probably have to go in person, I would think. Like, we're not American, so that's tougher.
To all three of you, do you think Canada will bring home Lord Stanley's Cup this year? And which team do you think has the best shot?
I was Oilers going into it, just because I feel like they got robbed last year. And I really want, I think, there's, man, you got a core with that kind of talent. You just gotta you gotta kind of look at it and go like, come on, like there's no way, like they got it. But man, have you seen that Winnipeg Jets come back?
I've been watching it. I don't know what's happening over there,
dude. I mean, it makes you want to root for them. The fact that they staved off elimination with 1.6 seconds left, and then managed to get it done in double overtime. Like, how can you not root for these people? How can you not root for them?
It's the love of the game right there, man.
Man, it looked like they had nothing going on. Like they weren't set up at all. That pass, that is like one of the most heads up plays that I have ever seen ever. Just getting it across. He could have just shot again.
It's been like a few years of really good hockey.
Like 500 IQ. Like,
I don't know what's going on.
dude. Oh,
It's been a good time.
yeah.
Speaking of a good time.
And dude, oh man, I
Never
didn't
mind.
catch the entire game, but I was like at a sports bar eating dinner last night, and I caught like the first 5 minutes of the Oilers game, and like right off the opening face-off, end to end, just nonstop. I actually don't know who won that. I should probably check.
I am Vicus.
Oilers 5-4. Dang,
That's a high scoring game.
that's a super high. Well, from the little bit of it I saw, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm sure the first thing that both coaches said at the first like TV timeout was, "Yo, everybody settle the down," because there's just who needs defense?
Yeah.
Just go. Anyway, all right. Anyway, good luck for everyone else's team. I guess no one else answered. Oh, apparently Winnipeg's killing it tonight. Sorry, who's yours?
I don't know. Oilers, I need to go.
Then get out of here. What are you waiting for?
You.
Oh, all right. We'll see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye! You're probably Oilers.
Oh! All right, I'm up.